Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. The American League blanked the National League 4-0 in last night's MLB All-Star Game with Cody Bellinger earning MVP honors. Guardians pitchers Cade Smith and Parker Messick each tossed scoreless innings, while Travis Bazzana went 0 for 2 at the plate. Reds infielder Sal Stewart made one plate appearance and was held hitless. In World Cup action, Spain shut out France 2-0 to advance to Sunday's final. They'll take on the winner of today's semifinal between Argentina and England, which kicks off at 3 o'clock. Steven Yzerman is stepping down as general manager of the Detroit Red Wings. After 7 seasons leading the franchise, he's moving into a senior advisor role as the organization searches for a new head of hockey operations. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Take a vacation from high interest rates with special rates on balance transfers at BMI Federal Credit Union, bmifcu.org/visa.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, Rothman and Ice here on a Wednesday. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, TLC, Zeke on the update desk. How you doing, fellas?
What up?
He's
doing
laughing.
well.
I'm sorry.
You know, I meant to ask someone. Once I got to it, I meant to ask someone how to say that name.
Okay, so it's so funny that you just said that. Because I looked at Maddie and I said, it's not the kind if you don't know you can guess. It's got a little Mary J. Blige.
Let me find
It's got a little bit of that. Does it not, Maddie?
Yeah.
It's not one you're going to look at and say, you know what, I got this.
And it's funny because if you asked me to say it the exact same way I just did, I don't think I'd be able to tell you what I said. Just kind of rolled off the tongue.
Well,
Yzerman.
Cole.
I'm not sure who this is. Mary J. Blige.
Okay. So I think the funniest part is not, well, there are two things. One, I'm really old because if you don't know who that is, it must make me old, I guess. Because of just how famous of a player he was. To me, but maybe it's more hockey centric. So I'll give him that, right? But then you look at the name and you're thinking, all right, I'm going to have to, I don't know how you can guess that name. Yzerman.
Weiserman.
He said Yzerman. You said Weiserman.
That's probably how I would have said it, just looking at it for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people call him Weiserman just because, as a nickname,
right.
just because it's spelled with a Y.
Well, they call him Stevie Y. So that's the nickname. But
that's what I should have rolled off the tongue there. I should have just given him a quick nickname of my own, and that would have been better.
Right.
It's not local. You don't have to get that name right.
Stevie YZ there.
Yeah.
AR's kind of hurt AR's a little hurt by this.
I saw him
in the Hall of Fame. That's all I'm saying. And Zeke knows I love him, and there'd be no reason I would make him do this if I didn't love him.
See, I saw Rothman's head turn as soon as he said it. I'm like, Rothman's going to make a big deal about this. It's not local.
Okay.
It's
all
not.
right.
It was the first thing I said to Cole, too. I was like, I meant to ask somebody how to say that name.
Oh, good, man.
No, it's all
We
good.
all do it.
It's more of a funny thing than there's no penalty. You're not putting you in the box for 2 minutes. We're just.
What's even better is that once the sweep started playing before the update music, he goes, oh, yeah, I forgot why I was in here. So he forgot that he was supposed to do which
nice.
All been there.
Oh,
the amount of times that
you had a lot on your plate this morning, Zeke. You were running the show.
Absolutely.
You had a lot going on.
We're going to give him, so we'll give him a get out of jail free card today.
There's a lot of stimulation with multiple TVs up here. So it's like you zone out and then you're like, oh, it's time to go.
For the 1 o'clock update, it won't be in there.
The only issue,
just avoid it
Maddie's
entirely.
the best because Maddie looks at me and goes, just tell him for the next break. Just tell him for the next break. And obviously I made a bigger deal out of it. The funniest part is that it is gone, but not to be forgotten because the guy next to you on your left will always have it. So now it will be a Mary J. Blige.
He's already pulled it.
Yes, right. He's already pulled it.
I have to wait until the end of the noon hour. So,
and there's a chance he could pay you off.
yeah.
Zeke, if
Hey,
it makes
listen,
you,
I don't want this in the system. How much is it going to cost?
if it makes you feel any better, Zeke, I think Bodie's was more of a party foul than yours.
I
I'm
disagree.
not sure who this is.
Not
Mary
knowing
J.
who Mary J. Blige is,
No.
to me much more of a party foul than
don't.
Weiserman.
What are some of the best tongue?
Come on,
TLC.
Mary J. Blige.
Is a
TLC.
legend.
That's a 50-50 shot too with Blige.
No, way.
No, because I said he could have said Bligay. Like, here's the deal. If you put out a poll right now, which one of these names is like harder to pronounce? Like, if you didn't know, or should you know, and you put Mary J. Blige and Steve Eiserman, I'm going to say Blige is winning that poll of people not knowing.
I think much more people know who Mary is than Steve, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if you put
I
a
think
poll
so.
out from us all sports radio station?
Mary's name penetrates in the non-sports world. Like, her name's bigger than Steve's. We're in it. You're in the hockey world. I don't think.
Okay.
I think 9 out of 10 casual people would have no idea who Steve Weiserman is.
Or Eiserman, yes. Okay, I'll give you this.
He's Weiserman.
I said it, by the way, I said it from the very beginning. There is an age cutoff here. I agree with you. If you didn't know hockey, you didn't watch hockey back in the day, or you're not into hockey, then you're right. That is going to look like, I don't know, name a language. It's not going to look real to you.
Tybone and Tevis.
Yes, it'll very look like a Tybone and Tevis in the morning.
Zeke, we all do it, man.
Now,
and I work with those guys.
Here's the deal. It's like a jersey payment. You know, you come into a team and he's got your number and you want that number and you're going to have to pay TLC for that number. The question is, how important is it to you for that never to be in the system again? Is there a number or do you not care?
I think he could play it every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
All
for
right.
me, that's okay.
Yes.
I'm just glad something came out at that point because I got to Steve. I was like, Steve, and then I looked at it and I was like, I was not prepped for this. Let's see what I've got here.
Nice. The fact that you tried to roll with it and you didn't like, you know, where you try to
say
just
it faster.
Yeah.
Just get right through it in the blink of an eye. Yeah.
I just didn't want it to derail the whole thing.
I kind of like Yeserman. It's not bad.
CB had to correct me in an update when I called him Tanner Bibby.
Instead of Bybee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had only been reading his name. I've never heard it. And then
Were you did you have like a little anxiety over I hope this is right, or you thought it was
No,
right
I just
100%?
motored through because I thought I was correct.
Okay.
Something AR and I have done for a long time is when we have guests on or an athlete, that just fire up YouTube. Fire up YouTube. You'll get a play-by-play guy. You'll get a play or two, and there you go. Then
Here's
you'll
a
have the answer for you.
Perfect example. So yesterday we did a little ACC check-in with Eric McLean. And I looked at Maddie and I go, because Maddie said Eric McLean. And I said, oh, is that how he pronounces it, or is it just Eric McLean? And I looked it up, and it was like Mac was his, it was like there was a space. It said Eric, space, Mac, space, Lane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, is Mac his middle name? It must be. Must go as Eric McLean. And so we made sure. And right before, and so TLC gets him on hold, and I think that's only, first of all, you do not want to call your guest the first time. You don't want to mispronounce his name if you can help
What
it.
about when you're a host?
You could ask him on the air.
And when you're a host and your producer is on the board and for 3 straight hours, you call him Isaac instead of Isaiah. How does that?
Close. Have you ever?
right there.
How long did? How close?
That was
did
me.
You know him.
That was me. We kind of knew each other. We
Yeah,
hadn't worked together
I'll
that
give you a
much.
break on that.
But I just told him. I said, "Listen, Zeke, correct me, please. I got to get your
I had
name right."
introduced myself to you before that, Maddie.
I'm horrible. Fair.
How about teasing a Buckeye women's basketball game as being called by Tyler Danforth?
Oh, Justin Danforth. You did that?
No, I think Biddle did.
No,
Biddle.
Dave did.
Yeah. Okay.
Tyler Danforth and has Buckeye women's basketball later today.
You know,
awesome.
I still haven't found that audio.
we all get mistaken for different people. People have tweeted at AR that they think he's Bo. People say congratulations to me on your new baby, thinking I'm Tyvis. You know, it
I
happens
think
to
you're a
everybody.
DJ.
Yeah.
I think you're on like Power or something.
By the way, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one when Maddie was roaming the hallway and a TV meteorologist that doesn't work here anymore says, "Are you one of the DJs?"
So Maddie got them out after that.
Yes, I'm Jazzy Jeff. Nice to meet you.
And I just roll with
You
it,
should
man.
have come up with
Yes,
some
I
great
am.
DJ name that you could have said back to him like that.
DJ Ice, that work?
Yeah.
Spin bad.
I'm the Iceman.
Been bad.
That's one.
That'd be
What's
awesome.
Sinbad up to? What's he up to? He's still
No,
with
he's
us.
alive. He's alive.
He's still with us.
Whew, that took me a second on the
How
what's
old is Sinbad right now? Late mid-60s?
This is the most
Early to
ridiculous poll
mid-60s.
ever.
What is the poll?
Which name would be harder to pronounce if you have never heard or read it before? Mary J. Blige or Steve Eiserman? There was no other radio station in America debating that today.
Right.
It's July 15th.
That's the
day after the All-Star game.
AR's BS. That's what it goes.
Thanks to Zeke.
All right. And by the way, that's why I nicknamed you Zeke, because now there'll be no confusion on Isaiah versus Isaac.
Does he get? No.
He's okay with it.
His niece calls him Uncle Zeke. There's no way you invented this.
Well, he didn't tell me that.
I didn't tell him that people called me this before. He called me it.
But that's
But when I said that to you, you acted like it was all you'd never heard that before.
What, Zeke?
Yeah, when I said, has anybody ever called you Zeke, or
Well,
you
see,
were like,
my
no.
friends have called me Zeke for years now, but nobody here at the station had called me Zeke up to that point.
And I only did it because of Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
Right. But that's like the name lends itself to that. Like if his name were Ezekiel, like you wouldn't be oh man, I'm the first one to call him Zeke.
So
it's like everyone calls Ezekiel Zeke.
What TLC's getting at,
But
he's not impressed with you giving Zeke.
Clearly.
the
I think
nickname.
he's always looking for ways to tamp me down a little bit. Like I've kind of noticed. Like it's not like.
But wait, I thought that like all Isaiahs doubled as Zeke's.
I don't think so. I think that there
was it only Isaiah Thomas?
Go back and look at the Dream Team and why. There is a reason, and I don't think it was like.
Jordan hated him?
I don't know if it was Barkley or somebody did it. I'll look it up during the break.
If it makes you feel any better, when you were gone, JP made it a point every day to dunk on TLC. So while you were gone, somebody was here that dunked on TLC for you.
Isaiah tried to give himself a nickname one time.
This is not true. And we can't even go down this road at this point.
Yeah.
This is not true.
He's like, yeah.
You asked me if I had a nickname at that point, and I said I have had a couple of nicknames.
He goes, yeah. They call me the Prophet.
Come on, man.
Okay.
You asked me for a nickname. I said that's something I've been called
we can
in the
start
past.
calling you that.
I don't want, but then I said I don't want to be called
spelled Profit.
Oh,
man.
Goodness.
All right. Well, now we got that settled.
And that may not have been the worst thing said to us, or we heard during the transition, because E was in here with a horrendous movie take, Eric Reeser. So you're about to be let off the hook because Eric Reeser hit us with a take.
Well, he's let off the hook
movies.
for now. That thing's always going to live in the system unless he pays him and he doesn't want to pay him off.
Remind me in an hour and I'll clip it and we'll play it.
Oh, he's definitely running that.
I have so many jobs. This is about to be the best In and Out at 118, by the way. There's your vertical tease. In and Out 118. We're going to have so much fun.
It's good. We got a meeting too with Fish after the show. It's a good job. Good job. We checked that box.
Oh, there's a
say
super
we did it.
vertical
Well, he's not listening, so.
Nobody is around here.
Schefter, bottom of the hour.
Yep.
What do you call it? Pay No Mind Radio?
That's right. Rothman Ice. We're on the number one on the pay no mind list.
Burning minutes.
Adam Schefter, 12:30. Bobby Carpenter, 1 o'clock. Brad Crawford, our friend from CBS Sports, at 1:30. And then potentially a call in at 2:30 based on a semi-celebrity-ish person in town.
We made it hard for him today because we gave him both Adams on the tease list.
I didn't get to pick my choose of the litter.
By the way, I mentioned that to King the other day. I'm like, how did you take that when he heard Adam was on the show, he went right to Schefter and not Adam King? He took it all right.
He's only on every other day.
Yeah.
And he'll be maybe calling in today. All right, let's get it rolling here. Snooze Fest last night, but we'll hit a little bit of it. And we'll hit on the Browns and the new guy asked to analyze a certain position on the team. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Get Eco.
Jerry, you're the kind of guy who likes to save money while you do good for the planet, right?
Well, that's why I invented the biodegradable doggy poop bag, Aaron. I'm ecological and economical.
Well, usually the most economical thing you can do when your air conditioner dies is get it repaired. A quick fix can give you years more service.
That sounds economical.
But with older models, those repairs can get pretty expensive, and it'll still use way more energy than a newer model does.
Which is less ecological and less economical.
Get Eco.
You see where I'm going with this, Jerry?
I sure do. As hard as it is to toss out your old AC and replace the whole thing, it could actually be cheaper in the long run.
Get Eco.
Are you really a big deal in the poop bag industry, Jerry?
The doggos love me, Aaron.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
AR, between you and me, the Equinox is one of my favorite deals right now at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion.
The 2026 Equinox LT. Buy it for as low as $399 a month.
Or lease it for $265 a month. Perfect daily driver, no question.
And you know McDaniel will not let you overpay for it.
Terms and conditions apply for well-qualified buyers.
Get up there, just off Route 23 North on 95 in Marion.
Or check it out anytime at McDanielGMSuperstore.com.
We're both thrilled with our McDaniel vehicles.
Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County fire station or buy online. For more information, visit 10tv.com/beattheheat or lifecarelines.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
Common Man and Timmy are inviting select jabronis to the station for pizza. Hey, that could be you. Email goodcleanboy@gmail.com and tell us why you should be chosen.
Presented by Billiards Plus and sponsored by Paisano Peppers.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Heat advisory is in place for the afternoon hours as we have a top heat index right around 100. Otherwise, plan for actual highs in the mid-90s under a mostly sunny and hazy sky. Mid-70s for a low tonight, so another warm one. And for Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Hazy skies continue from that high-level wildfire smoke with highs once more in the mid-90s. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. There's nothing like ripping off your pants and enjoying some lobster bisque. This is Rothman and Ice.
I saw that. I don't know when you tuned into the All-Star game. I made it for the introductions. The introductions were fine, and the guys came out. It was cool. Declaration of Independence, take the fountain pen and all that, the quill and sign. And it was kind of cool. It kind of dragged a little bit, but I do like the introductions. Then the game starts, and I watch Sanchez, give up a run in the first. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to check out. Yeah. And I checked back in.
You didn't miss anything. Yeah,
it was boring. and they usually are that way. And I don't know how baseball really... I don't know what the ratings are. I didn't even check. Not that I really care about that. I can't imagine they're off the charts great, but it does run somewhat on a post, so they don't have major competition as far as sports goes.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I know that it's a great honor for the players, the fans that go love it in their city. It's not like there are a ton of empty seats, but it's just one of the things that you're watching I guess you're rooting for your guys, right? The Guardians and Reds that were in it. It's kind of cool. You want them to succeed and play well. But other than that, it's lost its luster for me.
I think usually we're entertained for the most part as fans when we get points on the board, no matter what sport we're talking about. And for yesterday's All-Star game, you got some offense early. Then after that, it was a pitching fest, man. And if you're not into pitching, that wasn't the All-Star game for you, because those guys came in and for the American League really gave the National League absolutely nothing. And so it was fine. It was okay. I was with you, watched the first few innings, and I was out.
Yeah.
It's usually what I do, for the All-Star game. I respect the guys that go out there and play hard the way that they do for any other game, which I like. But, yeah, it wasn't a very entertaining All-Star game for sure.
Well, yeah, it's one of those that you just have to admit it, and where it ranks in sports and summer and what's compelling. And, but I'm not the guy that thought that it was a good idea to have, quote, something on the line
the World
that
Series,
impacted
home advantage.
The damn World Series. Like, that was...
That's pretty wild.
And that's, by the way, that's the exact definition of going way overboard.
Yeah.
Like, we got to tweak it to make it somehow, because their minds were in the right place, because your emotion goes to something you care about.
Yeah.
And if you don't really care, but if there's something on the line, maybe you would care, but they went way too far.
Yeah, they did. And we've seen both the NFL and the NBA try to tweak things like this, right? Whether it's the Pro Bowl stuff in the NFL where the game wasn't really moving people at all, so we're going to come up with flag football and all this other stuff that these guys can do. In the NBA, we've seen how they've tried to tweak the all-star format and, the slam dunk contest and the Elam endings and all of that. So Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, they're trying to do things to generate more interest in these type of games, and they're tough sells. They really are.
This flag thing that's going on.
Exactly.
So I've heard people say, just let sports be sports, and enough of the carnival around it and all that. I'm like, well, some things need a carnival. Like, some things need it. And maybe like with the MLB All-Star game, that can barely survive on what it is itself, let alone adding, who was it? I was pretty impressed. Was it the actor? Was it Miles Teller?
Yeah.
So Miles Teller does the whole narration on the field, proud Philadelphian, he's there. And I don't know if he even had a teleprompter, but he's an actor. He can memorize a script. But I thought that was incredibly impressive. And then, Patti LaBelle's getting dunked on for her anthem. I didn't hear it.
How can you dunk on Patti LaBelle? Come on.
Nothing. There are a few things in the 80s that stay with me, or maybe a lot of things. But Patti LaBelle, for me, the opening of Beverly Hills Cop with Patti LaBelle singing Stir It Up, to me, is like the feel good. Like, when I think of 80s, that's it. Like, if you play Stir It Up,
okay,
and the beginning of Beverly Hills Cop,
that
84,
takes you back to those moments.
That is it.
Yeah, because we all have those songs that'll do it. And that's one of those. For Patti LaBelle, I'm sure, has got I'm not sure. I think she's got a nice little sweet potato pie line at AR where you can buy anywhere in the nation. Yeah, Patti LaBelle. We've had a few of those at Thanksgiving. I'm a sweet potato pie over pumpkin pie guy. Anyway, pumpkin pie is fine, but sweet potato pies, that's rare air stuff right there. And I think she's got her own line of pies.
She's doing just fine.
Yes, she is.
So it says National Anthem rendition. It said Patti LaBelle had the honor of singing the National Anthem in her hometown. She's 82. Before the MLB All-Star game, by the time she hit the final note, social media was already debating her performance. And, whether it was fair or foul or how good it was, stretching out a few notes, appearing to stumble over a couple lyrics before powering through to a standing ovation inside the ballpark. All right, so maybe she rescued it.
She did run it back. Wasn't as bad as Carl Lewis, though.
Yeah, that's...
He knew I screwed this up bad.
I'm always nervous for those people that have to do it, but... I heard this on Good Morning Football today. Jared Verse, brand new Cleveland Brown.
And the Rockets. Come on, man. Just don't try to hit that note. You don't got to hit that note, Carl. He tried to go too far there.
I think he was already in it, and there was no coming back.
Oh, like a Zeke with his update.
He got into the update chair, and he said, oh, blank. I forgot to ask somebody how to pronounce this hockey name. And then he decided, I'm powering through. Now, he could have done what you called for, which is, and I don't remember his update, whether that was the lead story, but he could have called an audible and left it out.
Save it for
But if you leave it out, then you're going to come up woefully short, maybe, in your update.
I mean, a lot of music at the end of that update.
That's right. And it's hard to time those.
I just think that nugget in your update could have waited until 1 o'clock if you weren't confident.
Was that TLC? Was it his lead?
I don't think so.
He could have done a little taking out a spleen in the middle of his update and just try to survive.
He should have left with, we only have 8 Wednesdays until the NFL season kicks off.
You mean just ad-lib something? Have something, have a nugget back there.
That's all we got for you.
He didn't have that, though.
I'm just
if you
glad
were in
you
his
said-
headset, if you were in his ear.
I'm just glad you said 8 and didn't say like 3 and count the preseason.
Maddie wishes there were 3.
Thank you.
Can't we have a summer?
Oh,
please.
Man. But yes, 8 Wednesdays until the NFL season kicks off on Peacock and NBC.
Which means 7 Wednesdays till a fantasy draft.
Darn right. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking.
Jared Ver. By the way, I think you were going to talk about the updates. When I first started, I was doing updates. I think it was the worst shift in the history of radio. It really was. It was. You get in at 11. You tape an update for 11 and noon. This is when we didn't have any local. This is when local started at 1. And so I would tape something, and then 1 starts, and you were doing updates every 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a grind.
Until 6 o'clock.
That's a grind.
Yeah.
You're getting to it. That's definitely a grind.
And the whole timing of the music and finish, all that. I mean, you can time a script, but you play a soundbite during it, all that.
Look at you now.
Thank goodness. I had about 6 months in me on that, and then it was ripcord. Like it was, I'll give this 6 months if nothing happens.
Were you at 6 in the morning and then doing?
No. That summer I went back to 6 that fall. So that summer I was just here.
So you had a summer job.
Yeah. I was doing updates.
It was high school all over again.
Yeah. $50. Once I paid for gas and a sandwich at Kroger and taxes, I think I broke even.
And you rode your bike to work.
I did not ride the bike.
And your brother got hit by a car, and you said, I still got to make it to work.
Got to get there. Sorry,
it was
bro.
practice, but it was not work.
Hope you make it.
And he was okay.
You're like, hey, we were wearing pads on the bikes. It's like,
he's good.
No helmet. Bri, it's my biggest regret. He's okay.
Regret. He's fine.
That's what I mean. He's okay, but at the time we were young kids, and
does that rank higher than you not picking up Puka Nacua in fantasy a couple years ago? Which do you have more regret about?
That's
that
pretty bad,
or leaving your brother behind getting hit? See, he's got to think about it. TLC. So
if you could guarantee me the title with Puka, which I think you would have, right?
I think with the team you had prior to that, I think you would have won.
Yeah. I mean, I have so many, quote, seasons that might have been in fantasy. It's really driving me out of the league. Certain coaches like Urban and Nick, like they don't want to, I don't want to play fantasy anymore because I've had too many scars, too many near misses, too many of those.
Well, you're running it back because just a couple minutes ago you said 7 weeks Wednesdays until a draft.
That was just a fact. I didn't tell you I was going to be involved in it.
Yeah, he's back. He'll be back, folks. So
we're going to have Adam Schefter on in 2 minutes, and the question we'll have for him is this star coming back? Where does it stand? You'll hear it next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are 0 commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer, and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Leave the stress and mess to us. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family-owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there.
So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge.
Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should've known.
Atlas Butler is
For service, call 1-800-FURNACE.
I'm Brian Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, it's that time of the week. We get to pick the brain of the number one man, the senior NFL insider for ESPN. He is Adam Schefter. Schefter, good afternoon.
Hello, Anthony. How you doing?
Outstanding. Hey, were you tempted to break your own news? Congratulations on the extension. That's amazing. So well deserved. But I have to think like you were the number one source. You had the source. Were you tempted to break your own story?
You know, I don't like to be in the headlines. I prefer not to be. I prefer to just be in the background. So I'll leave that to ESPN to handle how they want. If it were up to me, nothing would have been said at all. But they want to now, so that's fine. All good. I'll always go along with what they want to do. But I'm just happy to keep going. I've been doing this for over 37 years. This will take me over 40 years covering the NFL. Over 20 years, well over 20 years at ESPN. Close to a quarter of a decade, and it's just it's an honor and a blessing. Incredible and well deserved. Let me ask you this: over the years, have you been able to work smarter, not harder? Is it the same job? Is it a different job? And we've gone through so many waves of technology, and you know, you and I are of the age, we worked in an era where it was coming up at 11 or coming up at 6. There's no more teases like that anymore. You get the information, you fire it off. You got, and I know we've gone through different iterations of it, but do you feel like the pressure of your job, do you feel it the same that you did years ago? Well, the job always changes. It's just constantly different. And again, I like to point out that when ESPN hired me in the spring of 2009, I did not have a Twitter account. I did not have an Instagram account. I did not have a Facebook account, a Threads account, a TikTok. I didn't have any of that. So it was pre-social media, and they hired me to provide NFL news and information on the 9 a.m. Sports Center, which doesn't even exist anymore. So they hired me to do a show that's not there, and now I do a lot of my job on social media that wasn't there. Like, it's constantly changing and evolving. And, yeah, the job changes all the time. But the gist of the job remains the same, and that's to kind of look over the NFL, make sure that anything notable you're as on top of as you can try to be, and to make sure that you try to do the best job to inform fans with the best, most accurate, most timely information possible.
Schefter, congrats to you on the deal. Let's start in L.A. because I'm at a point, Adam, where it's like if Aaron Donald doesn't come back and play for the Rams, I think I'm going to be shocked. Had the video, I think TMZ had it with him at the facility. We've got cryptic posts from Devontae Adams and Myles Garrett over the last few days and all that stuff. So, Schefter, this is happening, right? He's coming back, isn't he?
I'm not going to say that. I mean, I've always thought it was more likely than not, but the way I understood it was he wanted to come back, get back in the football building, see how he felt physically and mentally. You know, just think about it this way. If you walked on the radio station and 2 years later, Anthony's pressuring you to come back, hey, you're thinking about it. You know what? You want to just try it. You don't know what you're going to feel like when you walk back into that studio in 2 years. I don't know what he's going to feel like. He may be like, I really missed this and I want to come back. That'd be my guess. But I don't know what went through another man's mind as he's returning to do something after being gone from it for 2 full years. So it could be like, yeah, I can't wait to do this again. Or it could be like, boy, I'd like to try to do this. I just cannot get my mind wrapped around it. I don't think it'll be that, but it could be.
When you saw Wickersham's article last week about the proposal that maybe Sean Payton was going to try to step aside to let Belichick get the NFL all-time wins record for a coach with Denver, it never materialized. But it made me think about, him leaving that record on the table, and maybe it wasn't him. Can you go back and in your mind and tell me whether he wasn't pursuing any jobs, North Carolina was it for him, or whether he couldn't get a job? Like we would throw at you Dallas and the Giants and anybody else, and we thought if anybody could maybe name a job for himself, it would have been Belichick. And you remember even going into this year, like there were like 10 total open jobs in this cycle, and his name has yet to come up. Now he's pretty solid with North Carolina, but when he got fired by the Patriots, and I don't know whether you linked him. Was there one job he was linked to? Maybe the Falcons. I can't remember, but was that the one?
The Falcons was the one team that came closest. Like that was a team that at one point in time, that hire was tracking to happen. It was. And it just didn't materialize in the end, where they just decided to go a different direction. They went with Raheem Morris instead of Bill Belichick. Now, there were some conversations with Washington, but aside from Washington and Atlanta, there was nobody else that really expressed any real interest. And so college was really the one outlet that made a difference, that he could go back to, and that's what he did, and that was the most viable one. So that's what he did, and really, to my knowledge, I don't think there's been much pro-activity, pro-interest, other than Atlanta, which I think came close to hiring him, and some conversations with Washington.
It's I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised that he wouldn't try to go after that record. It's the ultimate record, and then to go to North Carolina of all places, like when that Buffalo job opened up, given the fact that they have Josh Allen and they're in a division with the...
Never called. Never called. Now,
would he be a guy that would just wait for the phone to ring, or do you think if he really wanted the Buffalo job...
That's not Bill. Bill's he's living his life. He's in North Carolina. He's not like waiting around. Is Buffalo... That's not how he thinks and operates.
No, I mean,
he's moving on with his life.
I guess what I meant... Okay, so what I meant was that would he, if he felt pulled to that, like, my goodness, Buffalo opened up. I could have Josh Allen. I could be coaching against the Patriots, the team that fired me. Like, it almost seemed too good to be true in my mind. I thought maybe he would actively be interested in it. But you're telling me that even from his side, he wasn't.
If they had called and he would think about it, would he be interested? Maybe. Mm-hmm. But it never got there. He's not going to allow himself to get there when the other team doesn't even express interest.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, cool. Hey, Schefter, one of your colleagues over at ESPN, Jeremy Fowler, reported that a handful of teams, 5 teams, have checked in on Stephon Diggs. Can you share with us who those teams are?
Well, I don't know specifically, but I don't think it's hard to figure out that I would think that Washington would be one. Washington, I think, was planning to sign Brandon Ayuk, and then he, basically destroyed himself on social media and eliminated that option. And Diggs played at Maryland. That would be a logical one. The Chiefs, I still think, could use more veteran wide receiver help. That would be another one. And I'm sure there are some teams that are just doing some routine checking. Like, hey, what would it cost and what would it be?
What can you update us on whether you believe that Baker Mayfield, that this semi-deadline that maybe he and his team have set at the start of training camp, that anything that gets past that, he will play this year out?
That's what they say. They can always push it back a few days. I think both sides would like to get it done. They haven't been close yet. Everyone's been gone. He's been off. They've been off. I would think that next week they'd sit down and start to have some real meaningful conversations about whether or not they can get a deal done.
You say they're far apart. Do you have any idea in your mind what he may be asking for his team, and then maybe what Tampa would be willing to do?
I mean, you just look at the top quarterback salaries. I'm sure that he's looking right in that range. Not top 3 or 4 or 5, but I would think top 10. And I'm sure Tampa would like to keep him and re-sign him, but they have not been able to find common ground.
Shefty, yesterday we were talking a little bit about the Seattle Seahawks being sold for $9+ billion, and I couldn't wait to ask you today about like the payments and how all of that stuff works. So when one purchases an NFL franchise for, let's call it $9 billion, how do the payments work with something like that?
I've never been involved in a $9.612 billion transaction, so I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's a little bit out of my league. Other than the fact that, the people that are buying them, they're some of the richest people in the world, and so I would think that it'd be a case where, Bernard Kosler's got so much money, that family's got so much money that, for all I know, all the money's paid up front.
I heard, and I don't know if this is true, that if you're incoming into the league, you got to pay at least 30% of it. Of the total price.
I'm sure they got to pay. I don't know how they work it, but look, it's not going to be a problem for the guy, and we'll see if he writes a check or not.
What's $6 billion, right, for that guy? All right, we'll get you back to work, my man. We know you'll be earning that extension every day. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
You got it. Adam Schefter, ESPN senior NFL insider on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just thought you had 10 total openings this year. Buffalo, the Buffalo job is the one that to me was the one to watch because it's Josh Allen. It's a rivalry with the team that fired him. He's that close. You're getting those wins. You're a year and a half, you're getting Shula's record. This isn't taking over the Jets or a rebuild or something where you might win 3 wins, then 5, then 9. Like
it's done.
You're going to get it in a year and a half.
Yep.
And in the beginning, I'll repeat myself. I said I thought he could name a job. I thought he was that important to a franchise that was close to winning, especially Buffalo. Like getting him over the top. Like this is a guy that doesn't have to learn on the job. But now the reality for me is that I think nobody really wanted to get into a marriage with him.
Yeah, I think it was Belichick with an elite quarterback makes a lot of sense. So I'm with you on Buffalo and Josh Allen. I even think Lamar in Baltimore would have made sense for him too, because I think he could have looked at the record with those two quarterbacks and said to himself, I can get it done there. I think it came down to owners and GMs not wanting to give him all the power. I think that's probably one of the biggest hurdles in all of this. And if he's willing to push that to the side, because I think he's coming back to get the record, then I think there's more doors that are going to be open for him. Giving him all the power, I think, is going to turn off some people.
I think it's past. I don't know how that works out because he's not leaving North Carolina in a year. And then you don't think he can leave after this year if it's a dud of a year?
No, I think he'd be out. I think that'd be the perfect parachute to leave.
Maybe the timing of it, he couldn't leave soon because he's got a little momentum going there. But I think if it flopped, then he'd have.
It's interesting. You and I have kind of flipped opinions on this because you were adamant that he wasn't going to leave us on table, and now I'm saying he's coming back because I think he's going to clean up this North Carolina stuff too.
All right. Speaking of coaches, is this the list that every coach should want to be on? We'll tell you next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
All right. Cool.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
This month, Low T Center is celebrating America's 250th anniversary with their 250 for 250 event. Start testosterone replacement therapy up until July 31st. Stay on treatment for 90 days, and you'll receive $250 account credit. So if you've been dealing with low energy, low sex drive, brain fog, or lack of motivation, don't ignore the signs of low T. Get back to feeling like yourself again. Visit fixmylowt.com and book your free T test. That's fixmylowt.com.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before
before you even come in this store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
Anybody can, because I'm dumb.
then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the Ring Builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Join T-Bone and Tyvus mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvus Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvus. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has earned the trust of homeowners by putting customers first and giving back to the communities we serve. From roofing and siding to gutters, every project gets the white glove treatment. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com.
Looking for a dependable EV? McDaniel GM Superstore has just what you're looking for.
The all-new 2027 Chevy Bolt RS, electric, quick, and surprisingly affordable.
Lease it for as low as $375 a month for 36 months.
No gas station, no drama, just McDaniel making it easy.
Terms and conditions apply for well-qualified buyers.
McDaniel GM Superstore just off Route 23 North on 95 in Marion.
Or check it out today at McDanielGMSuperstore.com.
When Maddie and I want something new, this is the dealership we trust. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Common Man and Timmy are putting together a hangout at the radio station for a small amount of listeners. Pizza will be involved. Ping pong, too. Lots of inappropriate conversation. And don't forget, pin the tail on Teddy. Tell Man and Timmy why you're the perfect guest by emailing goodcleanboy@gmail.com.
Presented by Billiards Plus and sponsored by Paisano Peppers.
The event takes place Thursday, July 30th, and all email submissions must be in by July 27th. Enter today. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, this is Michael Barron's Big Red, otherwise known as the czar of the parking lot, and you're listening to Rothman Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
So there's always a list in the summer. A lot of rankings. ESPN has done them. Some are more fun than others. They're all subjective. This isn't a science. No one can really, truly know who is the most hated college football coach. It's not possible. Now, success brings envy. Envy brings hatred. I get that. And so a lot of the guys, sometimes if they're not your guy and they win a lot, they're going to be inherently hated. And then the other part is the successful guy a good dude? Does he come off arrogant, cocky? Does he berate the media? How is he with people? And they're on TV so much now, and there's so much social media presence that you really do get to kind of understand a little bit of what they're like, what makes them tick. And so I don't know where you guys found this, This is but
So
I
this
think it was found because, and I do believe maybe they run this poll anyway, real quickly. Maybe they run this poll anyway. If Curt Cignetti doesn't exist, if no one's ever heard of him, he never went to Indiana, and nothing ever happens, does this poll still happen? Yeah, it probably does. And then you have all the normal, usual suspects. I think he's almost created, in a way, this, even though he's not at the top of the list. But I find it because of his rise. And not only his rise, that he was such an unknown. He wasn't a young coach. It was just that it was such a great story, but he would never be universally loved based on his personality. Like if Curt Cignetti pulled this off and he was just normal guy, very humble, didn't come in with the pep talk, all that stuff, would he still be viewed this way? Probably not.
So over at RotoWire, they threw out a list of the 20 most hated coaches in college football. And so it says a national love to hate ranking. The coaches' rival fan bases most enjoy rooting against, weighted 50% from social. So it's Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that, and 50% from a 500-person fan survey. This reflects national feeling, not each coach's own fan base, where several rank among the most beloved. So that's the criteria here over at RotoWire. You mentioned Cignetti. I actually thought he'd be a tick higher on this list when I saw it, because he comes in at 8. He comes in at 8. And I'm pretty sure TLC's got some sound from Curt Cignetti. He was on Kay Adams' show this morning, and she asked him about this list and him coming in at 8, and here are his thoughts.
I was reading a list of hated coaches. Have you seen this list?
I have not.
How do we get you into the top 5? There's coaches on here that haven't even won.
Hated, you said?
Hated. Hated by other fan bases, I should clarify.
Maybe I'm just so cuddly and likable.
Well, opposing fans ranked you as the 8th most hated coach in college football. Of course, it's a badge of honor. Nobody hates a loser. 8th does feel low. Kiffin, Sanders, Lincoln Riley, Ryan Day. We got to get you up there, Coach.
The only thing that matters is how did your team do at the end of the year? There's all kind of polls. Coaching rankings. Who's the best coach in the country? Who's the best coach in the Big Ten? Blah, 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 blah.
I don't care. I love that. Next time I see you, I need you to be top 5 on that list, which means I think winning another natty, and then you'll be there.
I would rather just win at a really high rate and not worry about that list.
So that's a classic. It was a fun story. You knew he would at least take it in stride. But I think if she was being very honest, he did not take the bait at all. I thought she expected more out of him. Yeah. I think she probably expected him to actually offer a response that leaned into why he's on the list. Mm-hmm. And it never got there.
No, because he's the same guy that came out with the Google Me stuff and calling out Ohio State and calling out others. So you're right. You would think that he would lean in to some of this, but she kind of, ran through the top 10. It's Kiffin came in at 1. Deion Sanders at 2, Dabo at 3, Lincoln Riley 4, Ryan Day at 5, Kirby Smart 6, Mario Cristobal 7, Cignetti 8, Belichick at 9, and then Joey McGuire, Texas Tech's head coach, comes in at 10. So it's funny because you got Deion Sanders, who that's not rooted in winning. It's won anything significant in Colorado. So we know what that is with Deion. So there's a few guys on
What
here.
is it with him? Just the arrogance?
Probably.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that turned some people off or whatever. And Lane Kiffin, I think Lane Kiffin is the combination of a coach that has a good team, but that is also cocky too. Because Lane is that guy as well with his antics, and I love it how he goes about it. I think it's entertaining, both he and Deion. I think they're fun and good for the sport. But I think with Lane, he needles some people with what he does on socials and stuff like that. I could see that being one of the reasons why.
See, I don't think it's a current thing with Lane. I think it's just it's a compounding thing with him. It's the controversies. It's the leaving of the schools. It's the arrogance of wanting to coach his team after
I think
he was
two
leaving.
things can be true.
Yeah.
I think it all can be in that pot. Coming off of what he did, the heels of what he just did, I think that makes sense to what you said. But I think it's his personality, too. I can understand how Kiffin's, for a lot of people, a little bit of a turnoff.
He's come off as a villain, right?
And he leans into
all the exits.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. Stirring the pot on social media doesn't help him. But this was always dominated by the big boys, right? Mm-hmm. Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Jim Harbaugh.
Winners.
Like
winning.
Just big
all the time.
hated programs, big programs.
Yep.
Like And so it's usually not a Tennessee or a Florida Atlantic. Like, let us know when you're relevant kind of thing. But now college football is relevant in other places. That's an interesting list. And I do think, and we'll talk about this maybe with Bobby, because you said Ryan Day was where on that list? See, I'm wondering what that's about. I mean, outside of the Notre Dame stuff with Lou, I don't really see.
It's the Ohio State brand.
It has to be.
It's the winning.
So
it's all of that. Yeah.
That's it. So he's, yes, there's a victim of your own success, and he is going to be hated for the association of the brand because of the big boy stuff.
Same thing with Kirby behind him.
We'll come back. Bobby Carpenter from Morning Juice coming up at 1 o'clock after the update. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to the Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall for Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice, Orthopedic One. A couple years ago, I felt like I was breezing through life. I was tearing through rounds of golf, and it hit me. Excruciating hip pain. Hip that would not go away until I saw my friends at Orthopedic One. Then, bye-bye pain. So if you're dealing with constant pain or you suffered an injury, start with the specialist. Start at orthopedic1.com. There's no referral required, and there's several convenient locations in Central Ohio. Schedule your appointment at orthopedic1.com.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Your next getaway is closer than you think at your Columbus Zoo. Baby elephants, playful tigers, hungry giraffes. Explore North America Trek and discover rescued bear cubs, eagles, and more. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since '48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
1 million is the kind of number you see on a scoreboard and double check to make sure it isn't broken. Hey, it's Austin Ward here. 1 million seconds is almost 12 days. 1 million minutes is almost 2 years. Now make it £1 million, because that's what Awaken 180 clients have crossed. 1 million pounds lost, and by the time you're hearing this, that number is already bigger. I know what my 50 pounds changed for me thanks to Awaken 180, which was basically everything. So when Paige told me the news, I didn't hear a corporate milestone. I heard my 50 stacked in with everybody else's. Scale after scale, belt notch after belt notch, person after person, realizing this time is different. That's not one success story, that's thousands and counting. Awaken 180 gives you the plan, the food, the coaching, the adjustments, and free support for life. The next story should be yours. Awaken180weightloss.com.
No one plans to get into an accident, but when it happens, we strive in making life easier for you. This is Justin Hinderer. The Hinderer Motor Company Collision Center is ICAR certified and certified by many manufacturers to provide the best quality repair available. All of our repairs come with a lifetime warranty. We have our own 24/7 towing service so you never have to wait. Plus, we offer on-site rental cars for every lifestyle. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. The American League shut out the National League 4-0 in last night's MLB All-Star Game, with Cody Bellinger earning MVP honors. Guardians pitchers Cade Smith and Parker Messick each tossed scoreless innings, while Travis Bazzana went 0 for 2 at the plate. Reds infielder Sal Stewart made one plate appearance and was held hitless. The Guardians and Reds will both be back in action this coming Friday. In World Cup action, Spain shut out France 2-0 to advance to Sunday's final. They'll take on the winner of today's semifinal between Argentina and England, which kicks off at 3 o'clock. This update is sponsored by Ramos Roofing. Request your free roof or exterior assessment today at ramosroofingohio.com. Ramos Roofing, reliable, local, build right. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Roastman and the Icebreaker right here on 97.1, The Fanification.
Indeed. Second hour. We'll lead off with the big fella. It's been a while. Glad to have him back. He's Bobby Carpenter for the Morning Juice on 10 TV Plus. My man, how's summer treating you?
It's going well. And which one of you guys is off next week? Is that you, Matty, or you, Rothman?
Yeah, I'll be out.
Ice is on ice.
All right. Well, I'll be in with you on Monday, Roth Dog. So
nice. I didn't know that.
Conversation then.
Okay,
yeah,
wonderful.
Surprise.
I didn't know that. Yes, it was going to be the parade of tall ships. I didn't know who was coming through. They don't tell me, so that's awesome.
Well, Rothman, sometimes when you wake up, Big Bob's already there.
Bob's already here. I will enjoy that immensely, so that's cool. Did you see, I'm sure you guys talked about this, because it's summer and this is what we do. There was a list of voted by fans of the most hated college football coaches. The odd one for me is that Dabo is still so hated. Like, usually this is associated with big brands and winning and all that, and he's gone but not forgotten, apparently.
He was third, Bob, on the list.
That's pretty high for a guy that, it's tough to hate somebody, when they're not having success. And, you look at players, when they go through personal things, and, for a long time, Tom Brady, people are like, oh, you go through these arcs where you become somebody who is like Michael Jordan. He's ascending, he's the tough guy, battles through. Tom Brady, the guy who was drafted in the 6th round. Peyton Manning, the guy who was heaps of praise but couldn't get it done in the playoffs. And then we build them up so high, and then people are like, oh, we're sick of watching them. And then they want to, rip them back down and tear them down. And then all of a sudden, usually they have something that happens in their life, which is, an event where they've lost, and it humanizes them. And so, like, anybody that's been through tough stuff, like, gosh, that's really bad. And so, you look at Tom Brady, went to Tampa, he was going through there, and he's battling through people are making jokes about it, and they're laughing, about, hey, well, his wife is, now with her judo instructor and everything. And then we kind of laugh, but there's a human moment where you realize that person is, or that being is not just the player, or they're not just this highly successful coach. And despite all of the trappings of success, they deal with things too. And they go through hard times. And people are thinking, like, this guy's Tom Brady, like his wife would want to leave him. And, he's a good-looking guy, super successful. And now it's so public, and you're seeing all this, and it humanizes you. And, like, to watch Dabo go through some struggles, you see that and you're thinking, like, that's why it's kind of surprising. And I know he can get a little preachy, but, like, I've seen the whole thing with Dabo. I think he took over in 2008 at Clemson, and just watching him build this behemoth, and then he gets up there and you're like, man, he knocked off Nick Saban. That's so amazing. They're going back and forth. And then you kind of get to the point, like, gosh, all he does is get up there and preach, and he talks about this and he talks about that. But then you watch them struggle again, and he's the one guy like, hey, I'm not going to use the portal. We're not going to really do NIL. And he gets up there and talks about how Ole Miss is like, they're literally poaching his players, and no one else will call anybody out. Well, the reason no one else was calling anyone out is because everyone else they're complicit in it. Dabo was the only guy that was kind of above reproach. So it's a little surprising now that people don't look at him as a little more of a sympathetic figure, given the fact that he's kind of tumbled from grace a little bit.
Were you surprised that over these cycles and when Nick retired, that Dabo wasn't pulled more? Or was the timing not good for him at the time? Like, he was winning at Clemson? Did you feel like, because being a former Alabama receiver and a guy that, his dad's favorite team, and like growing up in Birmingham, like, I just thought it was tailor-made for him to want to be there, and it never happened.
I think there's a point, too, where your dreams change a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he was so embedded with Clemson. And we can say whatever we want about Dabo. I think personally he is a very good man. And he's been out there and championing Clemson and Clemsoning and all the stuff they did. I don't think that he has become so much Clemson that even though Alabama was it, like, this kind of became his new home. This was his new reality, to the point, like, Mark D'Antonio grew up in Zanesville, Ohio, played in South Carolina, coached at Ohio State, coached at Cincinnati, it was at Michigan State as well, went back to Michigan State. And, the thought of, could he come back, let's say Urban wasn't there, would he have left Michigan State for the Ohio State job, which was probably a dream of his growing up? I don't know that he could have, simply due to the fact that he had become so affiliated with Michigan State. And if Marcus continues to stay at Notre Dame, if there's a time where that job opens up, it's like, well, could you return to come back home? I don't know if you go up there and you espouse and you genuinely believe it, because then it looks like, well, was all that just for show? Or did you actually truly believe everything that you were saying? And I think that dichotomy with good people, yeah, it is home, but you've essentially developed a new home. And that place will always be special to you, but where you're at now is where you've been rooted and planted.
How relevant do you think Clemson's going to be this year in the ACC? Because it feels like Miami's loaded and they're ready to go. Clemson's coming off a 7-6 season. So when you look at them resetting and you look at that conference, Bobby, how are you feeling about the Tigers and how they're going to stack up?
Well, Matty, you mentioned 7-6. I believe they had 8 players drafted, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
I think it was the 5th most of any team. Yeah. And so, like, you're going 7-6. Now, granted, they maybe didn't have the Dexter Lawrence or the Sammy Watkins or the the high-end quarterback, Travis Etienne. They didn't have maybe a top, a lot of high-end guys. But it's still, 8, 9 guys drafted, and they went 7-6. Part of that was like, I don't think Cade Klubnik ever took that jump. And so this year, you guys love it, Rothman. Do you know what their over-under is on their win total?
Who, Clemson's?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's 7. I think it's 7.5.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm pretty sure. So you look at that, like, how are they going to be, Matty? Well, either Vegas is really wrong, or they're probably going to be a 7 or 8 win team. Yeah. And you look at that, and like, they're 2 years removed now from that playoff run, and they were kind of sputtering before that. So you start thinking, like, all right, you win 7 games again. What does that kind of look like now over the course of maybe 5 years? You've had a lot of mediocrity, one spike where you made the playoffs in a conference where Miami's getting better, SMU is getting better. They're a good team. You look at Louisville with Brian Brom and Lincoln Keenan. Like, there's a number of teams in the ACC that are making these big pushes, and you have to wonder, like, the Clemsons and Florida States, who were early, the early 2010s, they were at the kind of peak of their powers. Have they faded off over the last 5 to 7 years?
We've talked a lot about Ohio State's schedule and how tough it is, and it is. But I wanted to ask you about whether you would, as a player, because I've heard Coach talk about how, then maybe that was a little bit of the missing piece. Maybe they did lose their edge when they met some real championship caliber teams. Obviously, they got through Michigan, and that was massive. But that they didn't have all the battle scars they may have needed over the season to really know what they were up against. I don't know. Maybe that's just hindsight. But now that this schedule is the way it is, do you feel like deep down, like this is something that he likes or that he does believe is maybe a little too competitive? Where do you stand on it? Where do you think Coach stands on it?
Well, Ryan said, there's the goal at Ohio State is to win every game, especially the last one. Those are the expectations. And so this makes it a little harder. But I challenge you on this. You go look at the last 3 national championships for Ohio State. You look at the 2024 battle scars. Lost some games, tough one at Oregon, maybe mismanaged a little bit, clock thing, situation. They lose a really tough one at Michigan. They play some other tough games throughout the year, Penn State, some things where they have to overcome some things. You get 2014, you lose your quarterback during camp. You lose an embarrassing game to Virginia Tech. Then you go on a run. You have some tough games. You kind of find yourself. 2002, you don't lose, but how it felt, Rothman, you were here like you were maybe losing every week. And so as much as you hate it, like it's much easier for a coach to sit there and say, look at who we're playing this week. And the film speaks for itself instead of having to go out there and try to promote the game, like Lou Holtz. These guys, they're the best team that we played. They're don't underestimate them. I'm just hoping we score some points. You don't want to – the game speaks for itself. You're playing USC. You're playing Texas. You're playing Oregon. You have Indiana. You have Iowa and Illinois, who will probably be top 25 teams. Like, you're playing 7 teams potentially that could be top 25. And so, yes, while it hurts, if you can stay healthy, you'll win enough to get in. You're going to be a battle-tested team, and your team psychologically has been to the brink, and they know how to handle it, and they know how to execute and close out those close games. Probably because they've had a lot of success in it, but maybe they've had a failure or two as well.
Yeah. The weird thing is, like, accepting a loss, like that actually may be a good thing. In 2002, you didn't lose. You had 7 one-score games, but you never lost. So maybe there was some destiny attached that any close game we get in, we're going to win. But sometimes when you have to protect the undefeated season, it adds just a whole nother layer of pressure. But I think that this team, that's what they're embracing, that as long as you don't get slip up 3 times, you should be feeling pretty good about your chances.
Absolutely. You don't learn anything from winning games 52-7. I mean, that's the reality of it. There may be learning moments, but you don't really find out about yourself. The only time you really find out about yourself, and when I say yourself, even as collectively as a team, is when you're pushed into those moments. And sometimes you got to fail a little bit. And the worst thing that can happen for you is the first time you're in those moments is when it's a one-off situation. Yeah. Because it's really, then you don't get a chance to ever learn before. So as much as, we hate this season and you may have a loss or two and that's not going to feel good, you're going to find out a heck of a lot more about yourself than you would have been if you're out there just beating everybody. If you're playing Indiana, Rothman, from 2006 as opposed to the Indiana of 2026.
Absolutely right. And that's this is the big hidden value of an expanded playoff. This is it. You don't have to be perfect in the regular season. All right, my man. Good stuff as always. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
Enjoy it, guys.
See you, bud. Bob Carpenter, Morning Juice 10 TV Plus on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll do ins and outs next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. If your AC is on the fritz, don't sweat it. Call the pros at the Waterworks Heating and Cooling. We service all makes and models and can provide great savings on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Services. Call us at 614-232-2222 and schedule fast service today. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
If you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, timing matters, and Wedding Weekend is designed for that moment. Hi, it's Alice Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. July 24th and 25th, enjoy preferred bridal pricing on select wedding and anniversary bands with advantages up to 30% off, plus special no-interest financing on engagement rings. We guarantee the best price year-round, and Wedding Weekend weekend adds an exclusive advantage you won't find anywhere else. Join us July 24th and 25th at Diamond Cellar on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Joint pain is awful when you're the person who's fighting through it. But I'm betting you aren't the only one affected by it. Maybe you love someone who struggled with joint pain. You see what they don't say, what they slowly stop doing. It's July. It's time to be outside, moving, playing, living, and you have to sit it out. Hey, it's Tyvus Powell. Let's talk about getting that life back. At QC Kinetics here in the Columbus area, that's what's happening every day with Dr. Ray Tasner and his team. People who are stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, and back, they are finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments done right here in the office. No surgery, long recovery, or putting life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases and the pain lets go. We hear it all the time, not just from patients, but from the people around them. He's back. She's herself again. So if this sounds like you or someone you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers a free consultation to see if you're a good candidate. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
Our teachers are really the ones on the front lines every day seeing the changing needs of our students. So when the teachers here in Bay Village recognized that there were ways that we could better support the needs of our students, our association worked collaboratively with district leadership to provide care coordinators, school psychologists, and additional counseling resources that have already positively impacted our students. My name is Margot Newman. I'm a proud member of the Bay Teachers Association because strong unions make strong public schools for our students.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Bobby Carpenter was voted Best Talk Radio Personality by Columbus Monthly Readers. Catch Bobby daily on Morning Chew, 6 to 8 a.m. on the Fan's YouTube channel, the Fan app, and on demand on the 10 TV streaming app. Oh, and Tito's there, too. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Heat advisory is in place for the afternoon hours as we have a top heat index right around 100. Otherwise, plan for actual highs in the mid-90s under a mostly sunny and hazy sky. Mid-70s for a low tonight, so another warm one. And for Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Hazy skies continue from that high-level wildfire smoke with highs once more in the mid-90s. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, can I start with one TLC? Would you mind?
I would not mind.
All right. So, Sylvester Stallone wrote the Rocky script in, like they said, in less than a week. And when he was pitching it, there was a lot of pressure for him to sell it, Maddie, to sell the screenplay.
Yeah.
And because he was told, not being an accomplished actor, that he couldn't be the star. Like, we liked the script, but we're going to get somebody else to play it. And then he said, no, I'm playing Rocky. This movie I wrote this for me. And there were offers, and because he was playing it, he was non-negotiable. He owned it. And so there were a few guys that were supposed to play it. One was Burt Reynolds. was pretty famous at the
Probably would've
time.
worked, yeah.
And but the gamble paid off, and it launched him into stardom. That we can go back now and say this was, for me, maybe the greatest sports movie ever made, maybe one of the greatest movies ever made. And so I was reading today that there's a movie coming out called I Play Rocky.
It's your time again.
But I didn't really know what it was.
Okay.
So it's a film that has an actor who's playing Stallone, and the journey it took to get Rocky made.
Okay.
And I can't, like, if TLC, are you in on this? I'd be like, instantly I am in on it because I love it. But as I'm thinking, I'm very curious about this. In fact, I think I find this incredibly interesting because it's one of not my favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
It might be my favorite movie. And I just feel like learning and watching a movie, if I know it's like really, they must have talked to Stallone about it or enough people to get exactly, I don't know how much is going to be embellished in this movie of what this looks like, but I'm actually in on this.
So what I'm reading here is it looks like this thing's going to drop in November 6th of this year. So you won't have to wait too long for this thing. You know where I'm at with Rocky. I respect how great it is. I haven't seen it, but just based off of everything that everybody's telling me,
save that.
I'm respecting it.
All right.
And I think you need to be in a theater for this.
He's not
you
involved.
You got to be in a theater for this.
The more I read about it, he was not involved in this. He has publicly said he was not contacted before this, that he only learned about the project like news reports.
I don't love that.
And now he feels blindsided, and he has zero official role in this. He's not a producer. He's not a consultant. He's not in the cast. He's not a cameo of some kind.
That's striking me like how when some of these other Game of Thrones
now I don't know
TV
if this is going to be real.
have come about where they didn't talk to George R.R. Martin about it. It's like the man wrote the books. You probably should talk to the creator about those things. So them not linking up with Stallone for this, I'm not loving it, but you'll give it a chance.
I'm going to enjoy it, I think.
You should go to the movie theater for this because I'm charged up to go see The Odyssey this weekend, which I just saw.
Don't take Eric Reeser.
Rotten Tomatoes.
It's too long.
They got a 99% grade on this thing right now. So that I was already charged up about
99 luffed balloons.
Now I'm through the roof because The Odyssey with the... Never.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What's her name? What's her name?
I'm being an idiot. Go ahead.
No, what's the name? I can't name the artist. But good reference.
So at a 99? So you're guaranteed to be great.
We'll see. I think
Nina something.
You got it. It's Nina.
Hey.
I'm excited about The Odyssey.
What's it about?
That's it. I'm not 100% sure. It just looks incredible, the cast, but whatever. That's what I was trying to say, yeah.
We didn't mean to interrupt you. I mean, that's what we do on this show. But I do want to know what it's about. You don't know.
I don't know.
But you saw the trailer?
The trailer looks great.
So what did the trailer tell you that it was about?
Roman times type of stuff going on. It's like the vibe.
Like a gladiator kind of thing?
I think there was a book written about it. I haven't obviously read the book, but I just don't think they're going to be able to miss with the lineup of actors and actresses that they have. I think
All right. So you're in on it.
Yep.
Sunday afternoon. Raining. What's that going to set you back?
I already bought the tickets.
Oh.
$16.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
Not bad.
All right, TLC, what you got?
All right. I don't know if I have time to do the full
Monty.
Yeah, of what I had planned. So I will pivot to we'll play this one. Buster Olney was asked by Peter Schrager on Get Up this morning what he thinks the state of the All-Star game is after yesterday's performance.
This has been a highlight on the baseball calendar since 1933. What do you make of the state of the All-Star game and the entire experience now that we're looking at it from the rear view?
Fragile. I think this Midsummer Classic is in a fragile state right now, and there's a lot of concern within the sport because so many players are opting out of the game, whether it's to be scheduled in the final weekend on Saturday and Sunday, making them ineligible to pitch or making the choice not to pitch. I mean, in this All-Star game, Jacob Misiorowski, the guy everyone wants to see, he didn't pitch. Paul Skeens didn't pitch. Cam Slittler, Aaron Judge was not there. Shohei Ohtani was not there. In Citizens Bank Park last night, a third of the stands had cleared out by the 8th inning. That is a concern for baseball to address as you move forward.
So it's definitely changed. A few changes that have taken place over the recent years, as he mentioned. The Sunday starters have been scratched. That's been expanded recently, so now Saturday starters are also scratched. So, for example, like with me as a fan, Paul Skeens was going to get scratched because he was starting on Sunday. Braxton Ashcraft for the Pirates was going to start on Friday. That game got rained out, turned into a Saturday doubleheader. So when Braxton Ashcraft had his start moved to Saturday, that meant he wasn't playing. So I didn't have anybody actually play in the game. The catchers, it used to be 2 catchers would play. Now it's 3 catchers, so they only give them a few innings. So it's like they're not, burning out their knees for an exhibition game. It definitely is kind of becoming a showcase of the first-year All-Stars. If you're a multi-time All-Star, like Chris Sale didn't pitch, and there was no situation where he was going to pitch. So it definitely is changing, and definitely not for the better. Last year was the year where the opt-outs were ridiculous, where it was like, this is embarrassing how many players are literally just deciding not to play. We had a couple of those this year, but is it getting to the point, or will it ever get to the point where it's almost like as much of a laughingstock as the other sports?
So here's where I'm at. I think that, and I've kind of been here for the last few years, just do away with all the All-Star games. Just take the week off as a league. I don't think they're doing anything for fans, unless you're going to the game. That'd be pretty fun. But as far as me personally sitting down watching the Pro Bowl, NBA All-Star stuff, I'm just off it. And I don't think I would miss it if the league just said, hey, we're just off for a week. I know why they wouldn't do it. Money and all that. They're never going to do that. But that's just kind of my stance with the All-Star game stuff now. Like, I'm good on it. I don't really see the purpose in it anymore.
Maddie, it survived when there weren't as many options as we have.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's real.
People would rather go to an IMAX and watch than watching an MLB All-Star game. And from the player standpoint, I guess $25,000 isn't enough if you win the game, because there's like a pool of money that the winner of the AL got. They just got about $25,000. I don't know whether
these guys are making that in a couple innings.
Yeah, I assume their expenses are paid. Are they bringing their families? Are they paid for? I think if you're voted into an All-Star game, I think you're probably at least bringing a guest.
Yeah,
like one. I don't know if you're bringing your whole family.
We had some of the red carpet stuff on before we left yesterday, and there were wives and babies and all of that stuff. And I wonder who's picking up the tab on that. I hope it's the team. I hope they're not saying figure it out, get the Philly on your own. I can't imagine that's the case. But where are you at with the All-Star games? Like, I'm out, man. I don't need them anymore.
They're not necessary. I'm not drawn to them anymore.
Yeah.
I was. Not anymore. I never really, maybe when I was a kid, the Pro Bowl was fairly fun to see them all when they were wearing their own helmets.
And getting
their own team's helmets.
Yeah.
And listen, if this All-Star game was, I think we're kind of prisoners of the moment. There were, 27 combined strikeouts? I don't know how many strikeouts there were in this game. There were a lot. And so, and then, you got a guy leading off batting 237. And like, you start thinking to yourself, is it the same? And I think they're a victim of there's so many other choices. And
there was no judge last night either.
Yeah, if the game was 9-8 and it went down to the 9th, would we be talking like this today? I don't think we would, is my point.
I don't think we'd have the same tone to it, but I would still be in the same stance of like, I'm not seeing the upside to these events anymore. I think these leagues will be fine if they don't have these games, these one-offs.
They must make money.
They're doing something for them. Yeah, there's got to be something
to make money, and there's branding, and it's getting these players when the camera pans them and you see their faces and whoever is tuning in.
But can't you imagine if we told the players, hey, you're just off for a week?
I think
sign me up for that.
They would. I wonder if teams would just be, hey, that's kind of dangerous. In the middle of the season, we're sending guys away for a week. At least if it's just a few days, they're like, okay, don't screw up here.
And by the way, this dude keeps dodging bullets. Junior Caminero popped in the hand, hit by pitch.
Was it weird that I felt like I was hoping there was a little bit of a... Was it weird that when I saw him get hit in the hand, I'm like, oh, please be a broken pinky?
No, because I knew you guys were doing that. Okay. In fact, I had a group chat pulled up. I almost texted in it, and then I X'd out of it, but it was with you guys. And I literally was about to text you guys and say, I'm picking up Ben Rice.
And then,
this was while Junior Caminero was on the ground. Like, he hadn't even left the batter's box, and I was about to declare who I was
picking up. Is it weird that I got a little sad when I heard X-rays were negative?
No, because I felt the same way. I was like, at least be out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I know.
I slow him down.
I saw the quote. He said he's playing Friday. I'm like,
of course he is. Of course he is. We can't catch a break, AR.
Brad Crawford's coming up next. We catch a break with him. Who will be preseason number 1 in his mind? We'll ask him next. 2 minutes. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
Fall is a season of change, and Hinderer Motor Company is turning over a new leaf with big savings. This is Justin Hinderer. Right now, any one of our participating locations is paying up to $3,500 over Kelley Blue Book value. That's right. Drive in your current vehicle and leaf with one of ours today. Don't wait. The leaves are falling and so are the prices. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mappo's Plumbing. Sure. We do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
T-Bone and Tybus wake you up every weekday morning from 6 to 9, and I think I can sum up the show in 3 words. Football, food, and fun. Ain't that right, T-Bone?
And I get more volume per suck.
And there's only one thing that makes Tybus happier than a free hair transplant.
All it took was legalizing the money you had to give to the players. And we are watching the demise of the SEC.
T-Bone and Tybus, weekday morning starting at 6. And tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hitting a hole in one into your ear hole. Ew. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, it's our friend Brad Crawford, college football reporter for CBS Sports. Love his opinion and insight, and we've got him now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. BC, welcome back.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Outstanding. Very curious. Not that this truly matters, because whoever wins the game will vault to number 1, and I'm talking about Ohio State, Texas in week 2. But who do you think is going to be preseason number 1?
My preseason number 1 is Miami, but they're going to be outside the top 5, I think. That preseason number 1 is likely Texas, Arch Manning. All the money that the Longhorns spent on the offensive and defensive fronts this offseason, along with Colin Simmons, who's probably college football's top defensive player returning. So I think with Texas and that $45 million roster, Longhorns are going to be the AP's preseason number 1.
Brad, as you were mentioning Miami as your number 1 team, our producer was lighting up because he thought you were going to say Notre Dame. He's a big Notre Dame fan, and it seems like their ceiling is pretty darn high this season. Where is Notre Dame stacking up for you as far as maybe the top 5, top 10 teams right out of the gate?
Notre Dame's number 3 in my personal rankings. I think the Irish, this is the best team they've had in at least a decade. I think C.J. Carr could potentially be quarterback 1 next couple draft cycles, and I want to say that Notre Dame's secondary is the best in the country. I know Alabama maybe has an argument in that with many 5-stars as they have, but, I mean, Notre Dame's too deep, man. It's very good. The schedule is the easiest among what I consider 5 or 6 title contenders, and this is the year that Marcus Freeman, I think he has a chance to join first-time CFP winners.
The team that I'm very curious about that will be coming to the Horseshoe here during the season is Oregon. And It feels like they have a roster that could compete with anybody, but he's got 2 new coordinators. And it always feels like that Oregon gets close, and they always have that great feeling, oh, we lost to the national champ. Like, at least Dan Lanning has always had that. But this run he's been on, record-wise, is great. He won this league when he first came into it. But what's your trust factor that Oregon has what it takes to win it all?
It feels like Dan Lanning is due to win big, doesn't it? I mean, if you gave me Oregon, Ohio State, and Miami against the field, I think the national championship is going to come out of one of those 3 teams. I would say Notre Dame, but I don't know if they're going to be tested enough in the regular season. But Oregon brings back 4 senior starters along the defensive front, very talented in the secondary. Obviously, they have a very good running back tandem with De'Aaron Hill and Jackson, and then Dante Moore's back offensively. I thought he was going to be quarterback one this last draft cycle. Somehow the dust convinced him to stay, and this is going to be a team that on both sides of the ball looks apart. But, man, in the Big Ten, the schedule, as you guys know, week to week is brutal. It's much tougher, in my opinion, than the SEC. I know preseason rankings may not show that, but Oregon has to go through an absolute gauntlet, and at least by CFP time, the Ducks will be battle-tested.
Let's stay in the Big Ten, Brad, and get your thoughts on USC. How much of a threat will they be to Oregon and Ohio State and maybe Indiana in the Big Ten this season?
Now, I think USC is probably a 9-3 team, and they're going to be one of maybe 5 or 6 3-loss teams in the Big Ten and SEC that are maybe vying for that final at-large playoff spot. But Lincoln Riley doesn't win a ton of big games, and that's my biggest knock on him. I know their quarterback's returning. They signed the top-rated recruiting class in college football, and they like what they have at Atlanta scrimmage. But the schedule, again, is just not conducive to getting to the playoff. USC is going to have to finish 10-2 to lock a CFP seed, and I just don't see it happening this season.
Has Georgia lost a step over the past couple? I mean, where do you when you think about them? They're always a contender, but I feel like they've lost their edge.
Yeah, I don't know if Georgia scares anybody. They might scare, half the SEC teams they play, Mississippi State, Kentucky, those kind of programs. But Alabama, Georgia has shown that it cannot beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and even struggled last year to beat Bama in Athens against a team that was, not a great Alabama team. And then Kirby Smart, Gunnar Stockton, back-to-back starts and then playoff in the Sugar Bowl. He has not looked apart. Georgia has, won the SEC back-to-back years, but has not advanced past the quarters. So I don't think anybody's afraid of Kirby Smart right now, and they probably recorded this interview and just put it up in the locker room.
Our team's going to be afraid of LSU under Lane Kiffin's watch in year one. They get Clemson right out of the gate. When you look at the roster he's been able to assemble throughout the offseason with the guys that have been already there in Baton Rouge, what's this LSU product going to look like in 2026 in your mind?
LSU might be better defensively in 2026 than it is offensively. And I know Lane Kiffin's teams are categorized by quarterback play and explosive plays on the offensive side, but there's a ton of defensive talent. They got Ty Benefield from Boise State. I think he's going to be a first-team All-American safety. They signed Ole Miss's 2 best defensive players that Lane Kiffin knows well, and they bring back a ton of guys and signed 2 5-star edge rushers this recruiting cycle. So defensively, I think LSU has a better roster than most teams in the SEC. On the other side of the ball, I don't know if I would have put Sam Leavitt as the top-rated portal quarterback. I probably would have gone with Darian Mensah at Miami, but I do think Sam Leavitt's a guy, future NFL player, who can at least right the ship to get LSU to the playoffs.
Brad, what are your true expectations of Cignetti's chances to get into a championship game again and try to repeat?
Yeah, he might get to the Big Ten championship game, but I don't know if Indiana's going to be able to win multiple playoff games with Josh Hoover at quarterback. I've watched him a lot. I was at the opener last year in Chapel Hill against UNC, and he played well in that game. I don't know if Josh Hoover, though, is the difference maker that Fernando Mendoza was. And I know it's a bit of an unfair comparison replacing a Heisman winner, but this is the new standard at Indiana. If they go 10-2 this year, they're back in the playoff. But, again, they play Ohio State middle of the year. That's a huge game. Have to play several teams, Michigan, USC on the schedule too. So Coach Cignetти can certainly get back, but I don't see him repeating.
Do you think Hoover's going to be better than what Curtis Rourke was?
He should be. They're certainly paying him enough to be better than Curtis Rourke.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering what their floor is this year. Like I think they have enough to make the playoff. I think they'll be top. I don't know what are they in your preseason poll, Indiana?
Yeah, the floor is 9-3 for Indiana. I've got Indiana number 6. I'm not sold that Josh Hoover is going to be an All-American caliber player. And then, they lost 2 running backs, man, that were very good, especially on third down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I'm believing Brad in Cignetti's development at the quarterback position, so that's going to be interesting to see what he can cook up with Josh Hoover. You touched on Mensah and him being your top quarterback in the portal. One of the programs that thought they had that guy was Brendan Sorsby, and so obviously now that he's not there, Like, what's your outlook on Texas Tech now without him under center?
Yeah, the good news for Texas Tech is they invested a lot of money this offseason on the defensive side of the ball. And we all know they had one of the top units, pass rush units in the country last year. That's kind of what strengthened their run to a Big 12 title. I think they're going to be just fine with Will Hammond at quarterback. If they get past Houston in September, then it's probably an 11-1 or 12-0 regular season. There's that much talent discrepancy from Texas Tech and the next best team in the Big 12. I think that's BYU, and Texas Tech does not play BYU in the regular season. So this should be another good year for Jordan McGuire.
Well done, my friend. Good stuff. It's getting closer. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for this.
See y'all soon.
Yeah, Brad Crawford with us, CBS Sports, talking college football. Listen, Indiana pulled off something that was the miracle. Miracle on grass. Like, it was, nobody thought. And to follow that up now, Cignetti doesn't feel like, okay, I climbed Mount Everest and now I can tumble off. Like, he doesn't believe that. No. I just think getting in the playoffs should be now their line every year.
Yeah.
Like, there's 12. It may get bigger. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's legitimate expectation. Get in the playoffs, see if you can make some noise.
I think that's fair with what's being reported about the financial backing. That seems like that's fairly strong and will be in the years to come. And I saw a quote going around from Darian Minson today, Miami's quarterback, and he talked about part of the reason why he wanted to become a Hurricane was, hey, I saw what Cam Ward did. I saw what Carson Beck did. I have to imagine a similar thing is happening over at Indiana, right? With Rourke to Mendoza. And if Hoover is a hit, then you're really showcasing to guys in the portal, guys in high school, that you come to Bloomington, we're going to get you right under center. And so I'm expecting Josh Hoover to be a good quarterback. Is he going to be as good as Mendoza? Probably not, because that's Heisman Trophy winner in the 1-1 in the draft. But they're showing us that they can get guys right under center over there. And so I'm not going to be surprised if Hoover's another dude for him.
Get the Buckeyes coming to Bloomington. They go to the Big House the following week. USC comes to Bloomington. Then they got to go to Washington the next week. And now they're the team.
There you go. I love that you said that, because now you're getting everybody's best. The brand now,
the champ.
That's it. The brand now looks completely different in the eyes of other opponents.
We will come back, and the NFL put out their top 100, and one former big-time star was completely, I guess, disrespected or forgotten by his peers. We'll tell you about that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
This is Mary at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
Hi, I've been dreaming of having an epic college setup.
But your college budget is less than epic.
Way less.
Well, with IKEA, you can get everything you need for college, from bedding to storage and decor, all at a great price.
That's good economics.
Sounds like someone just found their major.
Visit IKEA in-store or at IKEA.us to get ready for college. IKEA, dream the possibilities.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. Years ago, I told you about how my feet ached, just general fatigue. But man, I've been feeling good with my personally fit arch supports. There's no doubt they've helped me. They've stabilized my feet. I always feel supported and my body feels aligned. They're firm but flexible, and I can pop them into any pair of shoes. In fact, I'm still wearing my original arch supports. I work out with them in my shoes, ride the bike, and play golf. My arch supports from the Good Feet store changed the game for me. And the fitting I got was personalized, and it will be for you. It's really thorough. They measured my feet and arch size, and I knew right away after taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. Book your free personalized fitting today, and once you've been fitted and you found the supports that work best for you, you'll be able to wear your new arch support inserts home. They're made in the USA and engineered to last. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. No appointment necessary, but you can always schedule online. Get started at goodfeet.com.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Hey, Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are zero commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer, and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Leave the stress and mess to us. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
This year, America celebrates 250 years of hard work, determination, and people who built something meant to stand the test of time. That same spirit lives right here in Central Ohio. In 1992, a 22-year-old named Tim Newman climbed onto a roof with a simple goal: do honest work, treat people right, and never cut corners. One roof became hundreds, hundreds became thousands, and every job was built on the same promise: a handshake you can trust. Today, a third generation of the Newman family is helping carrying that legacy forward, making sure the company will be here for your family, just like it's been for your neighbors for more than 3 decades. When it's time for a new roof, siding, or gutters, choose the company that's built its reputation the same way America was built, through hard work, integrity, and pride. Family owned, locally based, American proud. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Finding the sweet spot between the over and the under. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Speaking of tumbling off Mount Everest, this feels like it. This is great motivation. How accurate it is when it's coming from your peers. Either there's some crazy conspiracy personal agenda against him, or it is what it is, which is that he's not as fearful as he was in the past. Like he's still a weapon. He's just, maybe defenses don't fear him the way they used to. And he's been injured a little bit, and he hasn't really broken through. He's broken through in the MVP race because he's won a couple of them. And so Lamar Jackson, if you haven't guessed yet, that's who I'm talking about, has reached the point where this controversy around him or conversation around him, I don't know what it says. Some people say it's about the standard he's created more than the player that he still is. And so it was revealed in the NFL Top 100 Players of 2026 that Lamar Jackson, who was number 2 last year, is now 69. Like, that is a 67 spot drop when you spent the previous 2 years inside the top 2. Like, it makes you think, like, can he play football anymore? Did he have an injury? Like, what is it? Because he's also landed, and by the way, he was 5th in the ESPN survey, which was the execs, the coaches, the scouts. He was behind Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. So he's right there. But maybe his combination of the speed, that maybe it's not the same, or his, I don't know what they think. To me, I think the only reason he was 69 is the injuries that limited him. And maybe they judge this more on what he was last year versus what they think he is overall. The only thing I can think of to have a drop like that.
I think it's fair. I think it's probably too far down the list, but I think it's fair to have him down on the list, versus what he was a season ago. You mentioned something off the top, and you've heard it. We've all heard it from athletes. We don't care what the media says about us. We really don't. It's, what do my peers think about me? Like, they're really invested in that. Like, they feel like, hey, getting the respect from the guys that you're going up against, they value that more than guys that are just in media talking about them.
Forget about the listeners. What does your producer think of you? That's really where it's at.
Exactly.
And that's where everybody knows where they stand.
Yeah, exactly. And so, listen, I think it comes with Mahomes, with Lamar. These guys have to reprove themselves, right? Like you brought up the standard word. These guys have set a high bar. Mahomes has set the highest bar of all the guys that are in the league right now. And so it's just about getting off the mat. And that's what Lamar has to do. He had the hammy last year. He had the back stuff last year as well. It wasn't a good year for him based off of these MVP standards that he set. And so that's what it's about. I don't think the guy is old and washed at this point. It's just about there being available. If he's available, I still think this dude could be no doubt one of the best weapons under center in the league.
I think this is just a prisoner of the moment that he was injured last year. He's not as explosive as he used to be. And maybe he set a standard that was unattainable to continue to be that great. But this drop doesn't make sense. He should be feared more than that. First of all, he plays the ultimate position. And he isn't 40 years old. The game hasn't completely passed him by.
Yeah, he's 29.
Like, that's why I agree with you. It's fine if he needs to reprove himself off last year. But somebody explained to me why there were 68 players that they voted ahead of him.
And so now we got to monitor in the players' minds how many quarterbacks that are going to be ranked higher than Lamar. Obviously, it's going to be a few, but how many do they deem as better players from last year going into this year? TLC's got some sound from Colin Cowherd, and I guess Colin gave a little bit of a spicy-ish take on Lamar.
He's missing games. He's very expensive. Whole new coaching staff. A declining player who's taking far more sacks. I'm selling my stock. I always think the silliest criticism of me is, well, you flip-flop. Bro, you cling to old opinions. I'm always seeking new information. And watched last year, not the same quarterback. I mean, he'd been slightly declining, fell off a cliff. Maybe he gets better. But Caleb Williams, to me now, is a much better quarterback. Caleb Williams last year had 7 winning drives or fourth-quarter comebacks. 7. Lamar Jackson had 1. And you can argue, well, he was hurt last year. Yeah, he's hurt a lot now. And secondly, he's only had 5 of those kind of games in the last 4 seasons. He's not a great come-from-behind quarterback. Caleb Williams, when everybody in the arena knows he has to throw, is great. Lamar Jackson, when everybody in the stadium knows he's got to throw, does not deliver. I'd take Bo Nix today in a fourth-quarter come-from-behind situation. Bo Nix over Lamar Jackson. Why? Because the analytics and data tell you he's better. I watched Bo Nix go toe-to-toe with Josh Allen in a division-round playoff game with a broken ankle. A kid against the best player in the league. I mean, if I ask you were a general manager, Lamar or Drake May today, who would you take?
To win a game?
Yeah. I mean, you know where I'm at. He's being a little... I like Caleb Williams. I like Drake May. To me, those are a little prisoner of the moment thing. Lamar's got to push through that ceiling. There's no denying that. But if I'm starting my team, I'm not drafting Drake May before Lamar. I'm not, personally.
I actually like his take. I mean, I think it's pretty sharp in that Lamar has not proven that he can come up clutch when he has to, and that's what really separates the greatest from the greatest. He's been very good. I still respect how big of a weapon he is. And
it's interesting. I would love to ask Colin, would you take also Caleb Williams over Josh Allen for the same reason? Because we watched Josh Allen completely collapse in the Denver game and have a horrific game by his standards.
And I didn't hear anything about Mark Andrews dropping a 2-point conversion that would have tied a game with 1:33 left. Now, maybe Buffalo has plenty of time to come and win that game anyway, even come back, even if that game is tied. And then sacks, unless you've studied every single sack of the 36 or whatever, how many are truly on the quarterback? And then also, how many were smart sacks?
Just getting down.
Where you're not putting the ball in harm's way.
Not losing a whole bunch of yards trying to run the other way,
When you're a guy as talented as he is, they never want to be sacked. Like, that's as playground as it gets. So I would, and by the way, your offensive line, where did it break down? Did somebody miss a block? Putting sacks on quarterbacks, it's a fine line. Because most live to fight another day. Like, nobody wants to take them because they're drive killers.
And it's, I completely agree with you. And it's no surprise to me that the rushing stuff has maybe fizzled out just a hair when Derrick Henry became a Baltimore Raven. I think that was the plan. And I think that was a smart plan, right? To try to give Lamar as much runway as possible, bring in a Hall of Fame running back and take care of some of that. So I think he's in store for a big season this year. I do. I'm clearly biased. And I also admit that he's got to remind some folk that he still is what I think he can be, and that's an MVP quarterback.
You know what's interesting about that comment you just made? He can be an MVP quarterback. I think what he really needs to remind people or prove to people is that he can win in the playoffs, that somehow he can deliver in a single game elimination.
Yeah.
We know he's talented. We know he can be an MVP because he's just that valuable. He's that diverse. His game has so much versatility. And I think that, to me, it's his playoff lack of success that is the one thing he should be focusing on the most. This isn't proving people that you can be a 1,000-yard rusher or whatever you need to be. It's like, can you deliver when it counts?
He talks about it all the time. Like, that is his singular focus. The AFC Championship game at home is always going to drive me nuts as a fan and them nuts as a fan, right? Zay Flowers, you fumble that touchdown pass at the goal line and like all that stuff. But he's so good that when you're that good as a quarterback, the standard gets higher and higher, and so you got to hop over that hurdle.
He's still a weapon. It's just a matter of how clutch he can be. And this should, as you said, I believe, light a fire under him even more.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back top of the hour after an update. We'll get into a deep dive because they did the receivers as well. Did they get it right? There's a familiar name in the top 10, Rothman Ice on the Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
An historic journey and an historic game in Cincinnati on this July 15th back in 1867. In the early days of baseball, clubs didn't travel very far. But that July, a team from Washington, D.C., with the same name as today's Washington club, the Nationals, made the first long road trip in baseball, traveling all the way to the Midwest. And on July 15th, before a curious crowd in Cincinnati who wanted to see how the Eastern clubs played ball, the Nationals showed them and walloped the Cincinnati boys 53-10. The first Eastern team to play in Cincinnati, the game of baseball on its way to becoming the national pastime. This July 15th, 1867, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Celebrate Star Spangled Savings with Logan Services. Right now, save up to $3,000 on a qualifying train system. It's hard to stop a train. Free same-day estimates, next-day installation. Logan Services.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc? We need to talk about the lights. Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes. A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes. You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint. ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer and Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer and Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
The rings, the moment, the forever. Make it unforgettable. Join us July 24th and 25th for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend. Enjoy preferred bridal pricing on wedding bands and engagement rings, now up to 30% off. Visit Diamond Seller on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Sounds like you heard about our special sale right now, where qualifying installs are 40% off.
Yep, it's why we're now offering 2 windows for the price of 1.
Wait, what was that?
That was the disclaimer. I can make up all kinds of things as long as there's a disclaimer at the end.
I'm not sure that's right, Wilson.
Sure it is. Listen, I can bench press 100 pounds. No, I can't. That's a lie.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaiah Jacob. The American League beat the National League 4-0 in last night's MLB All-Star Game. Guardians pitchers Cade Smith and Parker Messick each threw scoreless innings, while Travis Bazzana and Reds infielder Sal Stewart were both held hitless. In other baseball news, the Brewers are reportedly acquiring veteran right-hander Lance McCullers Jr. from the Astros. In World Cup, Spain advances Sunday's World Cup final with a 2-0 win over France and will face the winner of today's Argentina-England semifinal, which kicks off at 3 o'clock. In the NHL, Steve Yzerman is stepping down as Red Wings general manager after 7 seasons, but will remain with the organization as a senior advisor. This update is sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Heating, Draining, and Cooling. Together to serve you better. Schedule today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Steven Yzerman.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
Final hour. Well done, Zeke. Well done, my man. All right, so... Boy, this is a weird story.
What do you got?
Jared Greiner, who won a lot of money, didn't win it, the World Series of Poker, says he cashed out his winnings, went back to his Las Vegas rental, where he was then hog-tied and robbed.
Come on.
That's
terrifying.
Scary.
It's like, because when you win at the casino, right, AR? Say you win big at the casino, you get the option of security, correct, to walk you to your car? Do they have to do that?
They don't have to, but I'm sure if it was a significant amount of cash.
You got to have security all the way home. That's what I would ask for.
Do you know the scene? Well, here, I'll give you some of the details here. So he claimed that 2 masked men broke into his Airbnb, hogtied him, threatened to kill him if he moved. And then the guys made off with his backpack, which contained his entire poker payout. So the question you're asking me is how much? It says that he finished winning $57,500. So detectives are on the case. You're happy that you survived it and there was nothing, just the money, but the money's big, but... Someone must have been watching him and knew he'd been paid out.
Yeah.
That there may have been eyes on that window.
100%.
And saw some stacks o' cash, stacks o' cheddar and he put him in his backpack and he slung it over his shoulder and walked out. And then they followed him to where he was living, where he was staying.
Do you believe that sunglasses at a poker table should be okay?
Hate it.
Okay,
I
thought that was
amazing
going to be.
that you asked me this. I think I've actually come to the show years ago and said the one couple things separate great poker players, and that's the ability to bluff. And the ability to have a deadpan look and to never have a tell. And then being able to spot other people's tells based on physical stuff and also their betting habits. And you're taking the one thing that separates a lot of these people from the other.
It's got to go.
And saying you can conceal it all.
I've never liked it. I'm not a poker player.
I never
sunglasses,
did.
get them out of here.
Now, regular minor league stuff. Fine.
Right.
But at the World Series of Poker,
no sunglasses
I almost
allowed.
feel like that's
okay. You're with me.
The corking of the bat.
Yeah.
Like I don't really.
I agree. I don't like it.
No, you should have to sit there. You don't have to talk.
Yes, it feels gimmicky to me.
It does. I never
don't like gimmicky
it.
stuff.
I never liked it.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
I'm
with
surprised that they allow that. But he said, after busting the. It says, I collected payouts in the summer and drove back to my Airbnb. When I walked in the front door, 2 men were there waiting. Oh, they're already in. Didn't follow them in.
The poker event, was that televised or on social media? Or
I'm sure the finalists or whatever.
That's how they could probably track them. Because we've seen, unfortunately, some athletes get their homes broken into, and a lot of these people are like, oh, okay, well, I know Joey B's playing at 1 o'clock. He's not going to be home. And so you're in a tough spot when you're a public figure because people know where you are during certain hours of the day.
Or you're a regular figure and you're posting, hey, what a great time on vacation I'm having. Immediately tackled him to the ground and tied him up and took his backpack, his back sack.
Yeah, it's scary, man. I can't imagine walking
in. And he had his entire roll in it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what the blank?
Walking in the crib, AR, and seeing 2 dudes in ski masks or whatever. Yeah, that's terrifying. That'll shake the room.
All right, well, I don't know what to say. Hope they find the guys.
Knowing me, I probably would have walked through the door, seen them, and just turned around and tried to run away. Knowing me. And then probably, I don't think I would walk in there.
I think it was too late. As soon as the door opened, he got just hammered to the ground.
But if I had a chance to escape, I'm going straight John Ross 4240 out of there. I'm gone.
With the backpack?
I'm trying to escape.
Okay.
If I have a chance.
With the roll. Like, what if you just got that one shoulder and
take it? That's what you're here for anyway.
I feel like the most stressful movie from beginning to end is Uncut Gems.
Oh,
it's unbelievable. It's fantastic. It's very stressful, just from beginning to end. And it's like high stakes stuff. And I'm always curious at the end, the helicopter pilot. Like, I'm always curious. Like, I never got a good vibe from him. And yet, because he wanted to be with her, technically. And then she's using him to kind of help deliver the money. And then, like, when the bags are in the limo, I'm thinking, who's driving that thing? Did she get away? Did someone rob her? Like, the end of the movie is rough. But that part, the mystery, the way he ended it with this creepy helicopter pilot was like, what happened?
Is this making it on the top 10 movies that you're giving us tomorrow?
No, it's not going to make it.
Have you started the list?
I have.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
I love it.
Let's go.
I've got like 20 of them.
Okay.
See?
You got to cut that thing in half.
But now, remember,
roster cuts.
These are just my favorite movies. These aren't what I view as the best movie. How did you want me to do this?
Your top 10. That's what I...
Yeah, that's
just
right.
your top 10 because you're great with the recalls of the movies. I don't think, at least as long as I've known you, and that's over a decade now, I've ever heard you lay out your top 5 or top 10 movies. And I think a lot lot of people would like to hear your thought. It's an audience of one.
It's
TLC and I will enjoy it.
But have you seen Uncut Gems?
No, I have not.
Good, man.
I was interested in it, and then I heard some people say that it wasn't as good as they thought it'd be.
Okay.
So
I liked it.
I never made it a priority.
I like the Kevin Garnett cameo. I mean, Julia Fox in it. That's a win.
I'm easily entertainable, though. Like, I don't have a tremendous bar for cinema. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, the directing was slightly off. Like, I'm not that type of guy.
So if a movie's over an hour and a half, that you'll still watch it?
That is actually the thing that could deter me the most is the duration. Now, I will still, an hour and a half is not crazy.
Okay, because Eric Reeser, before he left, was telling us if it's over an hour and a half, he's out.
Then there's a lot of movies he's not going to watch.
Going to the movie theater, he's out. Over an hour and a half. I don't know if he'll watch it at home or not.
I would almost disagree with that. I think the longer, the more you should make an event out of it and go to the movies.
Yeah.
So I think that like the Irishman, the 3-hour movie on Netflix.
Yeah, longer, I think.
Yeah, like when I heard that, I'm like, dude, you gotta like take PTO to watch The Irishman.
Yeah.
Like you need to make it your whole day.
Put an half day for it.
Yeah. And so like that's something that I wouldn't do unless like
I don't even know how great a movie can be if it's less than 90 minutes. It can be good and it can be a self-contained 90, but I don't really know how great it could be.
That's fair.
Like you could go and watch like Taken, and all those, and like, okay, that's a great 90-minute. That's great. It's fast-paced. Like we're in. I like it, and you're in and out, and it's good. But it's almost like, okay, I know what I'm getting. It's one of those guilty pleasure movies. You're watching them because they're quick and they're fun and whatever. But the great movies are not usually less than 90.
No doubt. You and I were talking to E because he was saying, the Odyssey's 2 hours and 50-something minutes. And I was like, that doesn't bother me at all. Like when I'm in the movie theater, I'm not thinking about how long the movie is unless we're about an hour and a half in. And I'm like, this is dragging. What is going on here?
Where are you on the phone in the movie theater as far as looking at your phone? Like you're going to go see Odyssey on Sunday.
Yeah.
You're going to have your phone with you. Will you ever take it out during the movie and just look at it?
Probably.
You will.
But I'm not going to be like doom scrolling. It'll be a quick, has anybody hit me up? Do they need me for anything?
Well, in that 2.5, Maddie, you might be needed.
Then it's right back in the pocket. So
okay,
no,
I'm just curious.
I'm not a phone guy in the movie.
Because you're so into wanting to see this movie, and I'm wondering, hey, I'm locking in. Like this phone's going in my pocket. I'm going to have a lot of discipline. You're a very disciplined guy, and I would think that maybe you'd say, you know what, for these 3 hours, I am off the grid.
I'm one of those people where I don't need my phone. My phone's on D&D a lot. So I can go to a movie and just shut it down for a few hours, and I won't have that itch. I know some of my friends have the itch to just always check their phone. I won't feel that way.
I know. I do have that itch to always check my phone. And so what I would
the burning and the itching.
What I would like to do in a perfect world is leave my phone at home.
Oh.
But that kind of feels,
you don't want to do that.
That kind of feels dangerous.
Why not just lock it in your glove compartment then?
Right. Just leave it in the whip.
Maybe. Okay, that's good. Leave it in the car.
Yeah, right.
First of all, I got the phone wallet, so I got like the credit cards and stuff in the bag. So I have to bring that at least. So, but like if I want to, because I am someone who like needs, just because I'm Gen Z trash, I need the stimulation at all times. I want to like kind of wane off of that.
Okay. Yeah. Are you a phone checker?
I've already told you guys I'm AirPods and Target. Like I'm an AirPods shopper. Like if a listener ever notices me, I won't recognize them because I won't even hear them.
I mean, the movie's got to be pretty bad for me to just start playing blackjack or something. But I feel, but it's. If you put the over-under on, like I checked it a lot during Disclosure.
All right, let's say 3-hour movie. Over-under.
That's a tough call.
3.5 phone checks.
1 an hour?
1 an hour.
I could handle that.
Okay. And
that's reasonable.
Would it be text, emails, fantasy stuff?
Oh, it can't be.
It might be checking the baseball lineup just to make sure. But
that's it.
But you say you will, if I set the over-under at 1.5, you're going to be under or over in Odyssey?
Slightly over.
Slightly over.
Because probably what's going to happen is, you know me, AR, I'm going to have to pee at some point through this 3-hour run.
No. I'm
going to have to.
That's worse than the phone.
I can't help it. I got the baby bladder.
A key part, dude.
I know.
Don't top off the tank before you go in the theater.
That's another one, too.
Make sure.
It's bad on my part. I know. I just can't help it, man.
I can't tell you the last time that I've been.
Feeling.
I can't tell you the last time I've been in a urinal without my phone in my hand. Like, that's just, like, ultimate.
Fired off.
It was a half
That's
point.
appropriate.
A half one?
I don't know what was in your hand, but when I heard, okay.
Well, I got 2 hands.
And they can handle a Whopper.
And my phone's in one of them. Thank you.
So you're using.
No, I didn't miss the joke. Thank you.
Okay, you got it.
Well,
I thought somebody got it. You said I have 2 hands, and I said Nick can handle a Whopper.
I take that as a compliment.
So
Thank
you need to be on your phone.
Welcome.
You're welcome. So you need to be on your phone so much that while you're using the restroom,
It's just a habit.
You still have to be on your phone.
It's just a habit.
That's sad.
Walk into the urinal.
That's sad.
Use the left, phone's in the right.
You're not resting it on the urinal, are you?
No, it's.
Why do you
I'm
need
levitating it, dude. It's just
like 30 seconds.
It's a force of habit.
Okay.
It's just it's all become a force of habit at this point.
Okay.
Because I'm a cell
Both
phone
hands
addict.
have to be occupied, apparently. All right.
D&D's not good enough for me.
Going to get to this wide receiver list, but I feel like I have more questions about the whole.
I'll have more answers.
Going to the bathroom during the,
Yeah.
Not that I've never have. I have.
Yeah.
Ask
But
Adam at 2:30.
Just standing up and doing a quick number one. I don't need my phone.
I don't
for
know.
that.
Somebody might be trying to get. All right, we'll get to that list when we come back. And I would say if this happens, will this rub some salt in the wound? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC stopped working. Your competition says it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Warmer weather, longer days, lighter meals, more time outside. Summer gives weight loss a head start. Awaken 180 gives you the plan to make it happen. Ride the momentum with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
Maddie, you know I won't hype something unless I actually believe in it.
Same here, man. That's why we both believe in McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion.
Right now, you can get the 2026 Silverado 1500 for 0% APR for 60 months.
Or if you want more time to spread it out, 2.9% for 72 months.
Those are real numbers, not a gimmick. Terms and conditions apply for well-qualified buyers.
Just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or click over to McDanielGMSuperstore.com.
We absolutely love McDaniel, and we know you will too.
Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motors Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
This is Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel. If you're driving and take a quick glance at your phone, more can happen than you might think. Because taking your eyes off the road for even just a moment is like driving the entire length of a football field blind. Don't let those few seconds distract you from what's right in front of you. Phones down, eyes up, Ohio.
Hello,
it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Bishop and Friends.
I've been fighting this fight for about a year with NBC. I finally got him on kind of a longer, flowing, hopeful look.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Heat advisory is in place for the afternoon hours as we have a top heat index right around 100. Otherwise, plan for actual highs in the mid-90s under a mostly sunny and hazy sky. Mid-70s for a low tonight, so another warm one. And for Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Hazy skies continue from that high-level wildfire smoke with highs once more in the mid-90s. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, let's examine the wide receivers. So this is basically the exec list again?
Yes.
Coaches, scouts, they ranked them.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've been ripping through defensive end, and we've been linebacker. We've been talking about a lot of these things because I do like tapping into the brains of some people that are, quote, in the know and in the league and all of that. I actually enjoy this a lot when it comes around every year.
All right, so let's go through them real fast and see if we have any problems with this list or whether it's fairly accurate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to compare it a little bit to what I felt after last year.
Okay.
So you read them off.
You want me, I'll start
I'm
at
going to
the bottom?
examine. Sure.
I'll start at the bottom. So coming in at 10, they've got Devontae Adams. Monster year, whole bunch of touchdowns. I think there's any really issue with that. Number 9,
Devontae.
It was the touchdowns, was monster number.
How many did he have?
I think it was 13 or 14 off the top of my head.
14?
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that what it was?
Because he's not even close for me as far as top 10 receiver in the league still.
Let me just make sure I'm not making that up.
No, I think you're right. I just don't know why. By name, he's got talent clearly.
Yeah.
But is anybody voting him top 10 in the league right now?
He's clearly a number 2 as at this point in his career. He's 33. The line a year ago, 60 catches, 789 yards. Number 1.
It wasn't even a 1,000-yard receiver.
It was the touchdowns, I think, that are making this happen for him. So he comes in at 10. A.J. Brown's at 9, now with New England. Nico Collins at 8. George Pickens at 7, and we'll round out the bottom 5 with CeeDee Lamb at 6.
I feel like George Pickens might be a little low.
Man, so
based on what he did.
Yeah, it was.
So maybe that's still a prove it factor.
For Pickens.
Trust, prove, all that stuff.
Career highs across the board. And it doesn't look like they're going to get a deal done. That looks like he's going to play on the tag. It sounds like some of the reporting early on is that he's okay with that. We shall see in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, Cowboys coming in at number 6 and 7 with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Nico Collins, he's the guy that I think can crack into the top 6 if he stays healthy for an entire year and CJ can get his act together. And so, yeah, I don't have an issue with 10 through 6. I really don't. Someone on the
AJ
outside
seems a hair high.
Okay.
Pickens seems a hair low.
Who for you would replace Devontae at 10?
I would probably, I don't even know, I haven't seen the list, but I would probably replace him potentially with Olave.
Okay. So you put Olave in there right now. He had a good, solid year.
Sutton, Olave, like there's a couple of them that are jumping into my mind.
You mentioned Sutton. Jalen Waddle this year, and I'm just talking strictly fantasy right now. I think he's walking into a nice situation out there in Denver. They gave up strong draft capital to get him, so clearly they have a vision for him within that offense. I like Sean Payton being able to use Jalen Waddle.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, I think Sutton and Waddle, man, those guys stay healthy. I think they're going to be cooking out there in Denver. So there's 10 through 6.
I was a little surprised that maybe Tetero McMillan didn't sneak in there, just based on the season he had.
Rookie year, he looked good.
Yeah,
he looked the part. So top 5, we'll go Amon-Ra St. Brown at 5.
Okay,
Puka Nacua at 4.
No problem.
JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba at 3. Your top 2 are the LSU boys. Justin Jefferson at 2 for your Bengal fans. Jamar Chase, king of the castle, still coming in at 1.
Yeah, no real problems there with the top 5. At all. The only guy that. Where'd you say CD Lamb was?
CD is at he was at 6.
He was at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. No, the only guy that there's a hair of maybe it's the Lamar factor, but Zay Flowers didn't get any love.
He is in the honorable mention section.
Okay.
So in the honorable mention section of this, it's Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill, and Drake London.
No Jameson Williams.
J-Mo is in that. Good call.
Oh,
so
okay.
Jameson Williams, yep. As you keep scrolling down, he is in that as well. Also receiving votes, Alec Pierce, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson.
Did you say Devonta Smith? In any of that?
He is in the also receiving votes category.
Well, he gets the Lamar Jackson light of fire under him.
He's got the runway,
right,
to show everybody.
He's also got Jalen Hurts, so
that I'm really like that. And so Devonta Smith, it's what's hitting me is I think the Eagles wide receiver output this year may be similar to what Green Bay had going on. Because I just don't know right now if Devonta Smith is hey, we're getting this guy 20-plus targets a game because he's that true number one. When you look at the moves that they've made, there might be some balance there for that passing attack for the Eagles. And you always got to remember Dallas Goedert is a good tight end as well. So, yeah, Jameson Williams, you asked about him. He's in the honorable mention section there.
We haven't had an MVP in the league from the defensive side of the ball since Lawrence Taylor. And we have someone that's predicting it's going to happen. So, Mark Ross, who's with the NFL Network, had this to say and believes that the newest Ram will be the guy.
Another streak will be broken this year. Myles Garrett will be the first defensive player since Lawrence Taylor in 1986 to be the NFL MVP. And look, Myles Garrett was a one-man show for the Browns for years, set the NFL record in sacks with 23 last season. Now imagine what he'll do with the Rams and all that talent where he's actually playing with a lead. And he can just go hunt sacks now, whereas opposed to being with the Browns where he's behind all the time and getting double and triple team and still producing. So now this season, he might get to 30 sacks with the way the Rams will be winning games, and he can just go there in the fourth quarter and go close games out. So Myles Garrett, he's going to end that streak. It's been a quarterback-friendly, basically a quarterback award at this point, but Myles is going to leave no doubt to say, I am the best player, I am the MVP in the league, and get to 30 sacks.
I'm glad he put a number on it, because that's not happening unless he gets to 30. He set the record and didn't even get consideration. Like, he didn't finish in the top 6. He didn't get a first-place vote, and he set the sack record. Yeah. So at least I'm glad he said that, because I think he's wrong. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's wrong on his prediction. Not that it shouldn't happen. I'm just saying that it won't happen. But if he gets to 30 and he rewrites his own record, then for sure. But he has no chance of winning the MVP unless he resets the sack record, in my opinion.
I also think, I agree with that. I also think, because I think Aaron Donald's coming back. I think that's going to hurt him a little bit. Because Aaron Donald is going to step into the situation. I still think he's going to be an effective player for them. Like, I don't think he's just going to be out there and giving them nothing on Sundays. I think Aaron Donald's going to help them. I think that's going to hurt Myles because Aaron's going to take away some of those sack numbers as well.
But then he's got to do something else. He's got to force some fumbles. He's got to get some takeaway. Like, he'll have to do something else. He could get 20-some-odd sacks, but if he adds forced fumbles and a lot of takeaways to his stat line, then that's the way to get in the conversation.
You probably need a tip pass at the line of scrimmage that turns into a pick six. Like, you got to have so much crazy things happen.
Refrigerator Perry him at the 1.
Yes.
Like, those are the kind of things that would maybe get him into the MVP conversation.
And I think, AR, let's say he got to 30 sacks this year.
Pull of Rabel, catch a TD pass. You know?
Yeah, those are the images people have to have, I think, in their brain to get them to vote for a defensive end over a quarterback. He gets the 30 sacks. I think the dude would get votes for MVP. I don't think he'd win it.
Is Myles Garrett one time this year considered an eligible receiver? Would he do it?
The Rams just up big, just clowning?
Would they just
It's on the board.
Is it on the board?
I think the Rams are going to be having that much fun this year.
All right. In a couple minutes, we're going to come back with our friend Adam King at 10 TV. He was on the case on a very perhaps potentially special story today in the city. We'll tell you about that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc? We need to talk about the lights.
Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes.
A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes.
You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the time for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, visit 10tv.com/beattheheat or lifecarealliance.org.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
I love the fact that he entrepreneured a story. I think it probably fell short of his greatest hopes and dreams, but it was enough for him to give up half of his off day to try to do it. Have I captured the spirit of the thing?
You've perfectly encapsulated. I mean, I think everyone can agree what the ultimate dream was. We didn't get there, but maybe one day Tiger Woods will show up at the Scarlet Course to cheer on his son.
So we thought we were going to have him at Scioto this year, and we know what happened to him that very same day that we talked about it on this show. Mm-hmm. But this was something different. So first of all, tell the folks exactly how this materialized, because I believe at the beginning you may have been the only one that knew about this.
Well, I got a tip that there may, we knew that the U.S. amateur qualifying was happening at Scarlet, and got a little bit of a tip that maybe there was a name out there. And lo and behold, at 9 a.m. this morning, one Charlie, if you will, Woods took the tee. And it's funny because I think it's such an interesting topic to have with people. Like, how much do non-golfers care versus how much do golfers care? I said without a doubt he's the most famous amateur in the world. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would think he is, based on the fact that nobody really knows the other guys unless you're a family member, a friend, or you play at the school with them. Like, yeah, I don't know of any other. He's got a lot of pressure clearly, but I'm glad he's trying to go for it. This was the final round of qualifying, too, for the USAM.
Yes. I thought it was really cool when he went to tee off. I would say at least 80% of the driving range stopped swinging and turned and just watched him. And I thought, boy, that's the kind of name right now that he carries, that all of these guys, some of them were playing in the event, had to look over for a second and to see the son of the greatest golfer, or the second greatest golfer of all time.
So let's live in a world to where his pops was in the house today, and you had a chance to interview old Tiger Woods. What is the first question that Adam King is asking Tiger Woods?
Do you want to be friends? Do you need any more friends? I'll be your friend. Is that?
I thought you'd say, do you need a driver?
Well,
I'm not talking about the one in your golf bag.
That's question number 2.
I was talking to the president.
I was talking to the president. I don't know. I mean, I think there are a lot of questions to ask him. I'm curious, and I was wondering this in my head, is like, what is his expectation for Charlie at this age? Because you obviously, he knows how tough his dad was on him. And you obviously want your son to be successful. He's got the genes. So what is your level of like, okay, this isn't good enough versus I thought it was really cool. And I know if you're not a diehard golf fan, you're like, okay, great. It's Tiger Woods' kid. But like, it's Tiger Woods' kid who's a billionaire. His dad's a billionaire. His dad's, one of the biggest names in the world. And he's out here in Columbus, Ohio, carrying his own bag, which you're allowed to have a caddy. Out here pretty much by himself, just acted like no other golfer on the entire course. That's something. That means something. And for him to try to like earn his own way, I think is really special.
So it doesn't look like he's earned his way in, correct? He was over par today?
No, but you've got to remember this is a guy who he's going to play in the junior AM, but he's young. He's not even in college yet. He's going up against seniors in college and guys that have qualified for this event, 3 times. So it's not surprising that he didn't qualify, but it says something that he made it to this level. And the real question that I want to know is why Scarlet? You can pick where you go. Scarlet is a very challenging course. So what made him want to come to Scarlet?
So I know they wanted to respect this. I think you went into it thinking that maybe his dad would show up. But when you learned he wasn't coming, you still went over there. What was the anticipation of trying to talk to Charlie and ask him that question that you just posed?
It's a little different when it's not the round of his dreams and he's not qualifying. It's hard to talk to a guy after a final round that saw him not qualify. So I think I kind of expected from the beginning that it was, keep your distance and understand this is a cool moment. And again, that's what I thought it was. It's the middle of July here, and you don't often see the greatest golfer of all time or of any sport. Like, I was trying to think, what is the comparison in sports in general of the greatest son to live up to the expectation of his father? And I really don't know that it exists in sports.
You're saying meet the same level that his father did?
Or even just the level that is put on you, the expectation because of who your dad is.
We've had sons past their fathers. Yeah. Steph Curry, Ken Griffey Jr. Like there have been Eli and Peyton have passed their dad. Like there have been guys that have done this. As far as you're saying, I mean, there are sons that didn't live up to it. Jordan's kid tried to play basketball. Walter Payton's son played some football in college at Miami. Like Michael Andretti trying to live up to Mario Andretti. Like there have been some great ones. You're trying to ask what? Who's past them?
I'm trying to ask is, but you're not naming dads that were elite in their career, in a tier of their own. Is there ever?
I think I did just name several that were elite, especially Mario Andretti. But
well, yes.
Ken Griffey. Well, okay, so you need. All right, how about Bobby Hull and Brett Hull? That's
okay. That's a fair one.
I mean,
that's a fair comparison. That's what I'm looking for is a father-son duo where the dad was exceptional, was one of a kind, and the kid lived up to that. I don't think it happens very often in sports.
Yeah, they're few and far between.
It happens it's happened in auto racing.
Okay.
Some decent amount, but not, I don't.
I mean, I think what it does is it gives me hope about my child one day because it could be the opposite. I'm not a 15-time major winner. I'm not a quarterback at Ohio State, but maybe, it's not all about genes. And maybe, my kid is going to be the next great star in the PGA Tour. It's unlikely because I'm the most unathletic person you've ever met, but, it's there if I can dream.
Okay.
You're allowed to dream. You're allowed to dream. Hey, for the Open Championship this weekend, if I gave you Scotty and Rory versus the field, would you take that?
I would take the field. There's one man that is going to win the Open Championship. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I called the U.S. Open winner on the Monday of the week of. And so I'm going
Clark?
2 for 2 here.
You called
Bobby
Wyndham
Mack.
before that week?
I did. I called Wyndham on Monday of that week. And I'm going Bobby Mack to win the Open Championship. He played well at the Scottish Open. He fell.
For people who don't know who you're talking about, it's Robert McIntyre?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Bob McGilligan?
Yeah, I was just making sure. Like, he just threw it out like he was a household name.
I mean, goodness gracious. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time, at least this week.
Robert McIntyre.
AK, in the radio world, you never assume. That's rule number 1. Fish always tells us that. You never assume. You're not paying attention?
You're exactly right, and I apologize. It's Eldrick Woods, by the way.
Thank you. There you go.
What are the odds on McIntyre?
28-1. He is with Chris Gotterup and Victor Hovland and Wyndham Clark, all 28-1 right now.
What did you make on Wyndham Clark? Did you bet on him?
I have no comment on that situation. Thank you for your
Did you bet on him?
I have no comment on that.
Because Matty picked the winner of the Memorial a couple of years ago, and he didn't bet on him.
Wait, when did you pick the winner of the Memorial?
It was Victor Hovland.
I picked Victor Hovland. I think you picked him too, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we both. I
that's when you guys had the little rivalry on who picked him.
Yeah,
you both did.
Oh, that's right. And then the next year we both picked Stigala, and I was like, I'm done with this. And I never spoke to you again about golf.
So I will be betting on Robert McIntyre then. I'm going to roll with you on this, AK.
There you go.
We got a pretty good trend going.
Right. So of the cool moments, this was interesting for you. You can say you saw Charlie Wen. And so if he ever makes it on the tour and makes some cuts and wins some titles, that you'll say that you covered him at the USAM qualifier at Scarlet.
It could have been a top 5 moment. It's still a cool moment. You know?
If dad shows, do you make the attempt to interview?
For sure.
Okay.
And you know, I do wonder. I'm not a big picture guy, but I've always wondered. Yeah, I've always.
You would have to. You would have to, AK.
He's the background on my computer.
Yeah, you'd have to.
It's.
I don't know. You're going to be wearing a credential. That's kind of frowned upon.
I'd never crossed that line. But there's one at that point, do you say I'll work at Chase Bank? I'll be the producer. Mm-hmm. I can do Cole's job.
It's
I'll
worth
get a
it.
picture and we'll figure it out.
A picture with Tiger Woods is worth that to you.
To me.
Okay. Now we know.
Now you know.
Now we know where
Is
the line.
Cole working today?
Yeah,
I haven't heard him.
He's in the building. He's repping Charlie's school right now. He's got Florida State gear on as we speak.
You know,
is that why you wore that today?
No, I just wear my girlfriend's clothes.
There's a drop. There's a drop.
What?
Wow. I didn't know he did that kind of thing.
All righty then. You know what?
That's a callback. That's been brought up before, and apparently I'm the only one who remembers that.
Hey, to each their own, you know?
Well, thank you for jumping on your day off and going. I'm sorry. I hope it didn't disappoint too much you going out there and not seeing LT Gray, but.
No. It was still great for me. I just hope it didn't disappoint the listeners because it would have been a top-tier story. But now it's just, it's a cool little moment in Scarlet history. When he goes on to win 16 majors, it'll be a great story.
Are we going to see any video on the news tonight? Or did you just go out there to glad hand?
No. You could see video right now on Adam King, 10 TV Twitter.
Okay. All right. We'll direct him
And
there.
actually, if you watch the video, watch when he goes to putt, and it literally looks like Tiger. It's insane. He does the exact same thing that Tiger does every time he putts.
Hold on. I got the video right now from your Twitter account.
Boy, it was real loud at the golf course this morning. I forgot to mention.
All right, well done. It was kind of a cool story that I know fell short maybe a little bit of your expectations, but I was glad you found out about it and went out there and did it. So
yeah,
thanks for letting us know about it.
That's what we're working for, especially in the heat of the summer,
The heat is on. See you, bud.
The heat is on. Stay inside, stay cool.
Thanks, pal. Adam King, 10 TV on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Now, once during the interview, did he tell us what he shot? He was 5 over.
Okay.
And he was 6 shots off the cut.
And he picked Scarlet.
He needed to be -1. I don't.
Would you have advised him to pick another
There were other
course?
locations. I don't know what Well, like Adam said, I don't know what the options were for him or the field, or I don't know really how that worked, if he could have picked, because he was in his final qualifying round. This wasn't a local qualifier, it was a final. Maybe he was sent here.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay. All right, we're going to come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Adam King, which I know a lot of other people don't like him. I really don't mind him.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Diamonds Direct anniversary sale is right around the corner. 30 years of being there for the big moments and the small ones that deserve a little sparkle too. This Friday, Diamonds Direct is celebrating the way we know best, with you. Our anniversary sale starts July 17th with up to 30% off select styles, 15% off virtually everything else in the showroom through July 26th. Big celebrations call for big savings. Visit diamondsdirect.com for details and appointments.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save up to $30 on auto repair with their AAA Triple Play. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through July 31st. See store for details.
Sometimes a girl in my class doesn't bring anything to eat for lunch.
The truth is, in America, 1 in 5 kids worry about their next meal.
I want everybody to have yummy food.
So do we. That's why Kroger donates surplus fresh food from our shelves to your local food bank. We've provided over 3.5 billion meals through our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste plan. Visit Kroger.com to see how you can help fight hunger and waste in our community.
Because nobody should have an empty tummy.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist? Or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. So take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down. Paid for by NHTSA.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons and Santa Fe's. Plus, make no payment for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. With True Credit, not all will qualify. End date 3.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mappo's Plumbing. Sure, we do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
Common Man and Timmy has been voted the dumbest show in America.
What size pant are you in?
That's a Puma pants, and you know that it's wrong.
It's a 38.
Here's a comment from a real listener. I just started listening to the stupid show. It's minimal sports discussion with large amounts of absolute nonsense.
Why don't you just put on a sundress and sashay around the town square?
Common Man and Timmy reaching new heights of stupid. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on The Fan, Ohio's nonsense destination.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we're at the Virtues Golf Club to preview next week's Ohio Am. Plus, we'll visit with Matt Lefferts of the Ohio Golf Association.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right. Tell the truth. TLC, take us home. Oh, can I tell you something real fast?
Tell me the truth.
Tell me if you, as your self-proclaimed millennial trash or whatever you called yourself.
I think he said he's a Gen Z.
Gen Z trash.
The founder of Hinge, who released a new AI dating app. It doesn't let you swipe or view profiles. Instead, it automatically matches when the AI decides who you're compatible with.
Ooh.
So you must be putting in a lot of information.
Okay.
And then it's like, this isn't meaning you don't get to decide based on looks alone. This is basically what is the Love is Blind or what show.
Yeah.
That it for the
They're doing the work for us is what I'm hearing.
Well, yeah, but
this is a thing where you may want to do the work.
I like
yourself. You like this.
Yeah, because if you're a guy out there and there's a girl who would swipe left on you when you would swipe right on her, it's like, hey, I'm in your messages already.
But this takes the looks completely out of the equation.
Yeah.
This is only on personality and thoughts and whatever else you're pumping in there.
You don't have to go on dates with the person if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you still have the agency of that.
This guy says the founder of Hinge got pissed. He got 0 matches on his own app, so he decided to stack the deck and rig the results.
Attaboy. Who made that joke?
Oh, man.
Oh, the tech bros.
Good one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Some of the AI stuff is terrifying. How good it looks. Like I think 20 years from now, people are going to have digital girlfriends and boyfriends.
So you're going to trust AI to choose your life partner?
They may already.
Better than yourself?
Nah, not better than myself.
All right.
Not better than myself. TLC, you're out of the game now. Don't need to ask you anymore.
I know.
Who would trust this?
I'm wearing her shirt.
Wearing your undergarments. All right, go ahead.
I don't do.
All right, go ahead.
I have a whole dossier.
Wait, what?
Okay. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. Dossier.
I have a dossier.
Can you spell that?
DOSSIER.
No,
Perhaps it's correct. French.
It's good stuff.
I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah,
but I have a dossier to release to the people. And the theme is the Open Championship press conferences. We will start with last year when Scotty Scheffler, that is the golf tournament that's taking place this week, right?
That's right.
Okay.
The Open Championship at
Thank God.
Royal Birkdale.
Thank God I at least got that right. We will start with last year. We'll timestamp it 2025. Scotty Scheffler begins with this.
I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world because what's the point? This is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number 1 in the world and then they're like, what's the point? And I really do believe that because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point.
And we continue on to this year where he's asked about his legacy and he does not care much for that.
Scotty, every day the mail is full of some kind of stats, some records. First to do this, 7th to do this, 15th to do this. Only 4 players have done that. So how much does that motivate you? I'm not talking about your driving stats or your putting stats. I'm talking about these, say, 7th player to do this, 14th player to do this, now 21st on the all-time list. How much do these stats mean to a player like you, and how much do they motivate you? I mean, for us, it's another extra line or 2 in our reports, but for you?
To be completely honest, not really. I don't really play, like, for a place in history. I'm not playing for anything like that because... it's going to sound a little morbid, but at the end of the day, I'm going to live my life, and then it's going to end. And when it ends, I'm going somewhere else, and I'm not going to be here anymore. And so legacy, all that kind of stuff was never something that really motivated me. I was always just loved competition. I loved playing golf.
We continue.
Can I ask you, you mentioned history, we're all going to die someday and all that kind of stuff.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's true. But
not going to be a quote after this year. Last year's what's the point? And this year, we're all going to die.
What are you going to do next year? You got to get even darker for 2027.
Scotty Scheffler.
There was an ad campaign years ago. We'll continue this tomorrow. There was an ad campaign years ago that was, what will Phil do next? When they're talking about Mickelson. Yeah. And it sounds like Scotty wants nothing to do with anything other than, I get paid to go play golf. I have a great life. I like to compete. I mean, you and I will examine this because boggles my mind that he doesn't want to compete. If he is the ultimate competitor, why he doesn't want to try to track down some of the great American golfing records of all time.
Very interesting. Very interesting. We'll react more tomorrow. We got to go. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Nicole Sheeran will join them at 3:30. Rothman Ice right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics.